Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dire Roll Lost Horizon. We are back. Not only are we back to the everyone's on camera, back to the 4-player. Not that we didn't enjoy having Bex here, but we're also back to this nameplate right here, and we're also back to that. Yeah. Also, my bot appears to have deceased, so that's cool. Let me see if I can kick it in the butt. Oh, I got bad gateway. Yeah, so it's gone. I'll have to fix that later. No bot. Google Gabriel Picard and 0 hour future Armada for maps. Some other stuff about the stream. I felt inspired and I made a face during the Wednesday stream that I'm over at Ollie Rant's channel. And everyone was like, that would make a great emote. So I made an emote. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of emote slots, and I didn't want to get rid of an old emote. So you can only get it if you're a tier 3 subscriber, which I don't think I have any people who are tier 3 subscribers. That's a lot of cheddar cheese. But if you are, you get, I mean, I have it because I'm the man. Anyway, that's the emote in chat right now. You can unlock it with pointsies.
Yeah. There you go.
Also, everybody has subscriber month badges up to 6 months. Unfortunately, the 6th month badge is the worst one. Yeah. I wanted to take the kind of icon that I used for each campaign, and for this one, my workflow in my GIMP project was all merged, so I didn't have just the purple splash behind Dire Roll, which is what I wanted. I can only get it with the words Dire Roll on it, and of course, shrunk down to 12 pixels, it looks pretty awful, but that's okay. Hopefully, we'll get I think the next one after that's a 9-month badge for anyone who. I think I have a few people who are 9-month. Yeah, we had at least 1 or 2 Twitch babies.
So yeah, but I mean, there's also like the fact that did you just introduce them?
Yeah, I put them in like last week.
Okay, so yeah. that I think that counts from now because I don't have any of those.
Well, mine has the highest badge, but I'm insist 35 months subscribed because it's me. It's my account.
Make me work for it. Why you gotta make me work for it?
Well, just say something. There you go. See, Caddy's got it.
Yeah.
That's the 3-month is the Enfrost shield.
Yeah. The little shield.
Anyway, I thought that'd be kind of cool. So next campaign, whatever the next campaign is, I will grab whatever the background will be, and that'll be the 9-month subscriber, and then eventually 12-month. Yep, you do. All right, so one last little announcement. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're wondering why it looks like trash, I have recently learned that YouTube has started to take bitrate away from 1080p videos. So, I don't have a 1440p monitor. I'm not even sure if my system can do 1440p with 60 frames. So, alright.
Thanks, Susan.
Yeah, alright, so now that's out of the way. Y'all ready to play some Lost Horizon? Alternity? Wow, that was like, my wife was like, yes. And then we got one person shaking their head, and Caddy was like, oh shit, is that what we're doing? Fuck.
I lost the tweet that was supposed to go live, and I'm tweeting it now. I'm sorry.
She had a tech error, and it made her upset. I get that.
Anyway, it's fine now. I fixed it.
Vegas,
I think email closes in the middle of writing an email. You're like, no.
I think instead of having a badge, you have the founder first. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. So, anyway, that's what I've been doing. Now we're gonna play. Last week, you guys concluded your business on the planet Thorgun. You defeated Centon and found out that the shipment had been not only stolen but already sold off. So you delivered the corpse of Centon to the actual seller of the product, who was a warlord named Goratril. Presenting Centon's corpse, he was more than willing to give you another shipment of what you now know was Berserker Serum, which doesn't sound like medicine at all. In addition, Goratrill had been a former acquaintance of a now deceased Starkeeper by the name of.
Oldak Or. I took notes.
I was about to screw it up. I'm like, is there an R in the first one? Anyway, Oldak Or, who was the swordmaster, instructor, and a counselor on their governing body. He gave Elise a satchel filled with Oldak Or's belongings, including Oldak Or's Psyblade. And when Elise picked it up, it triggered a psionic memory that alluded to something that Elise will have to uncover: the true purpose of the Starkeepers. Oh, and also gave her some Berserker Serum, which Razik studied and found out that it was dangerous narcotics. It's like space PCP. Yeah.
Highly addictive, very not good to take.
Yes. Yeah. Stamp of disapproval from Dr. Razik.
It's space salts.
Then you arrived at the planet Alar, which is within the border of the Sphere Mantate, where you finished the drop. You exchanged the Berserker Serum for a big slap of ingots, which will keep the ship flying for months. And during the trip between Thorgun and Alar, Hypois intercepted a message and forwarded it, but took a copy of it for himself, and then forwarded it on to Cole, Bex's character. And after decrypting it, realized that Cole was in the employ of Hypois' mother. After the job was done, Hypois confronted Cole, and it was revealed that every time they've met Cole, Cole has been working for Hypois' mother. However, Cole was not there to apprehend Hypois and drag him back to the oligarchy. Instead, Cole was there to sell the Berserker Serum, and randomly found a whole bunch of fluff in my pocket. Weird. Inform the crew of the Involucre that Irene is on this planet. And Cole took her leave, and chasing after her in more ways than one, Dag also left.
Oh yeah. Although this time, okay, for people who are listening or watching the VOD later, I said Jagan is doing this to me again. Step 1, Vegas and my characters are friends. Step 2, kill Vegas, which technically also happened in Neosoma, but the other stuff didn't. So step 3, angst. Step 4, bring Vegas back.
I completely spaced that was a Neosoma thing too, like, because there was the connection between our characters. Oh my, Jaken. You bastard.
So
He's
what
just
you're saying?
punishing you
So we're
for my
basically just
resilience.
playing the same campaign over and over again.
It's
Well-
turtles all the way down.
To be fair though, Caddy, I think he would have done the opposite, like maybe kill you and then bring you back so that Vegas has to deal with the angst. But I keep you alive really well, so it's
You're
making
so
his job
good at
really
it.
hard.
You're so good at it.
Speaking of keeping people alive, everyone's level 10 now, which is the highest level in Alternity. It goes 1 to 10. So they are max level, and that means this is the final season. These seasons that we talk about have been unofficial,
Okay.
but if anyone's counting, this would be season 4, and it is the final season. So we're gonna be doing a lot of rising tension. But first, Irene.
Yeah.
She's back. All right. Do you want to ask me anything before we get going? To clarify anything?
Negative. Like jump in. My body is prepared.
Okay.
Actually, I want to comment. You mentioned the return of the nameplate and now the return of Irene. I specifically wore blue today.
Me too.
For-
Well, I mean, it's
for
kind of a
Irene.
very gray, muted blue, but it is blue.
Damn, my blue screen freaks out.
Yeah. I only have 3 shirts that are light enough to wear on stream. So, I need to buy new shirts. This is the moral of the story. That and 2 of my shirts are shrinking. Or I'm getting fat. Or both.
I was about to say, note
Yeah.
to self, Jaken's birthday t-shirts.
Yeah. I'm in my 30s now, so that's the best I can expect, right? Okay.
Or socks.
Comfortable socks.
So I'm going to be cycling through everybody's level 10 stat screen so you can see all 12 of their talents. Which, if you don't know Alternity, will give you the vaguest context clues as to what they can actually do. Nonetheless, I like to do it. So, I was wondering if we should start with Irene, but I don't want to. I want Irene to explain in character what she's been up to. So I feel like if we start with Irene, then we'll give a whole bunch of out of character knowledge to the rest of the party. What do you think, Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would Irene be? I mean, like, they're obviously not landed under the name Involucre, so I don't think Irene would have a way to know that her friends are here.
Unless it's just her best friend since Tingly.
Ah, yeah, the best friend sense.
Hey.
Or, you know, her fellow psychic.
Or
Yeah.
I mean, both of those things, and then also the training that she did with Elise has her specialized in premonition.
Well, it's a new adventure, so let's roll premonitions.
Let's roll.
Yeah, both of you.
And I'll throw up Elise's stat screen while we do, because I want to hold back on.
Which one's that, ESP?
That is ESP, yes.
Yeah.
I have rank 10 in that now. Yes, that's an average.
I
It's a
forgot.
fail.
Okay. So Elise, you get 1 use of the premonition.
Yep.
And it's
Is
like
that plus 3 steps something?
plus 3 step in either direction, or it's either plus 3 or minus 3. You can impose it. Elise's strength is 3. Yes. Yeah.
Exoskeleton makes it 9 though.
I am also a weak boy.
I think we established that the only person who didn't dump stat strength was Irene, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So not only is she intellectually superior to everyone else, she's also physically superior.
Oh my, that's disconcerting. All right, so we're on the Involucre. It's the 3 of you.
Mm.
I believe the last thing we saw was Hypoist strapping up.
Hypo's what?
You know, armor, weapons,
I was just mad
Oh.
because of the
becoming
whole,
strapped.
Yeah.
whole thing and the whole Irene being here thing.
I just couldn't hear you. It's not often that I have to turn your audio up a little bit. But I did have it turned down before.
Everyone has my audio turned down. Even I do for the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm staying strapped. Head on a swivel. I've just been told Irene is planet side and has escaped her kind of like guard, as it were. Like, she's not under guard, but you know, she's not
We have Ceregal hooked up, right?
oh, there's that option. I'm just gonna kind of hit the pavement. I'm not a psionic type.
That's true. Kind of the opposite.
No offense.
If
Yeah.
Hypolis is taking off, someone needs to go with him.
I mean, Rizik would be torn because he would agree that somebody should accompany IPOS, but at the same time, the Ceregal is kind of a dangerous tool to be used.
It's
You
okay.
see-
I'll be accompanied by Irene.
Or, you know, our NPC.
Sphere mandate. Sphere mandate
your
is what I was trying to say
What's our
earlier.
NPC's name again?
Heinz.
Heinz.
Yes.
Heinz. Oh.
That was an accident of just vocalizing, and then everyone jumped on it, and I ran with it. So we have Heinz.
You know, touching on the whole season thing, it feels appropriate that, like, in the waning seasons of a show, you introduce the new super adorable character that everyone's supposed to get along with, but, like, is like the fans hate them. But except in this case, I feel like Heinz was the correct character to introduce, and everyone's gonna love him.
Everyone already does. Yeah, I love Heinz.
So not Jewel in Farscape. Got it.
Or the little Oliver in the Brady Bunch, the little blonde kid.
Interesting choice.
Yeah,
That's a good
tells
point.
a lot about you. That you've watched the Brady Bunch, because I sure as shit haven't.
You haven't watched the Brady Bunch?
I've seen episodes on like Nick at Night when I'd spend the night at my grandparents' house, and that's it.
That's a pull.
Well, we didn't have cable, ever.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so
Well, we eventually got it, but grandparents' house was the place.
yeah,
Anyway,
that's where you got cable, you got soda, and ice cream. Those are the three things.
I didn't even know cable was a real thing until I was a grown man.
You should have done that.
that's because you're a dinosaur. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
I didn't know cable until I was already a man.
You merely adopted network television. I was born to it.
Amazing.
Or something.
Yeah, I think really what I want to do is kind of like start. I don't know how to do this in a way that doesn't look super sketchy though, because I am just always strapped now. I've got like this very trustworthy face, but I want to start trying to figure out if Irene is around by like giving general descriptions of an Exalvi. Are we in like Exalvi
You're still on the
space?
ship. You are on an Exalvi planet. You're within the sphere mandate, which means walking
Okay.
around with a gun is a no-no.
Is a no-no. God
Yeah.
damn it. Okay, because I was thinking like if we were at this, I was thinking for some reason that we were at a station wherein saying like, hey, have you seen an Exalvi would point me directly to her. If I got
Well,
off planet now, they'd be like, well,
yeah. Every other person here is an Exalvi. You're on a massive spaceport. Yeah. So even though there are lots of Exalvis, it's not like everyone's Exalvi. Hey Bex, thanks for the Prime sub. Hey,
Hi,
look, that's the 2-month badge. It's the Neosoma, not.
Oh yeah.
Kind of hard to see in that small. Yeah, the badges are. I don't know. I wanted to have fun with it, and they kind of suck, but that's okay.
No, they're fun. I just have a shitty monitor.
Well, thanks for saying.
Yeah, I guess I did technically. Oh no, I don't know if that was for here. I did roll misdirection to conceal my firearm, but I don't think we ended up doing that.
Yeah.
I think that was somewhere else. Anyway,
you've gone and come back already. So
I just remember that being like the first time I've used that. Excellent. I got to choose one upgrade and I chose that one. Anyway, is there a way there's no like I can't put out a post on Space Craigslist
no.
like missing connections.
What's the neighborhood one?
You,
next door.
Exalvi super genius. Me, handsome and charming and pretty and handsome and amazing
And wonderful
and handsome.
and charming.
Yeah.
Anarchist captain, not a leader.
Well, the last session you were very much like I'm the captain, which was that's a character development right there.
Yeah, that was the goal. Is when things got dire, that would happen. So I think I kind of want to make a stink, but a safe stink. Really, what I want to do is attract attention to myself without causing serious and irreparable damage. or maybe a little bit of serious and irreparable damage, but something that Irene would recognize, right? So like arson, um,
Are you telling your teammates this?
I think I'm still in the planning stages. I'm like trying to
Okay.
scope things out. So I'm not gonna like bring all the rifles and stuff with me, but I want to scope things out for like like an anarchist's love letter, right? Like burning down a government building, maybe setting off some bombs. Like I'm just getting a look see
Have you
at
tried
what's
graffiti first? Like, level 1? Just a big graffiti and then
We've
move from there?
destroyed planets. I'm not gonna just do graffiti. For Irene, like her welcome home airplane sign, like airport sign. No. Arson is way more her speed.
For a second there, I thought New Guy was going to spray that right into his eye, and I'm like, what is that? Don't do that!
No.
Planetary destruction would be a good pull, but I feel like if I don't know where on the planet Irene is.
Also,
right?
I don't know if you really want that to be your calling card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Irene blew up the last planet, so...
Yeah, it would be a bit of a copycat move. Although I think she would be flattered. Except it did traumatize her, so we're not doing the
Yeah.
blown up planet. I'm just gonna go scoping out for targets and pretend to be a tourist. They do that in all the movies.
Cool.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right,
I can roll culture.
With the big fuck off camera hanging around your neck.
Oh yeah, I'm holding a map and like walking into people.
Fanny pack, cargo shorts.
Well, if you have a
Little
camera,
shopping bag.
you're either the bomber or the camera is going to be underneath some rubble in the next establishing shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know which one I am.
Right.
You guys' face.
So,
I'm just
back. So that means the two more rational crewmates are left alone.
Or together. And the less rational ones left alone.
Fair.
Yeah. I want to go after Hypolis, but I also want to try to hook up to Srigal and see if I can connect with Irene, but Hypolis should
Guys,
not
I'm
be
not
left alone.
blowing anything up anyway. Not
What-
yet.
Well,
His
as
map
far
is upside down.
Not a read.
Razik would be all for the idea of using the Ceregal to amplify your psionic power to find Irene. That would be the easiest, quickest path to know where Irene is.
I mean, how long does it take to use it? In theory, if Hypolis is going to get changed to look like a tourist, we may have time.
That's also a fair assumption.
So you guys want to plug in the Surigo?
Yeah. I mean, at least he was going to do it either way, so.
Okay. So you're going to sit down in the Surigo. Remember, you have to expend psionic fatigue to use Surigal, but
It's okay.
it gives you...
Before she does it, am I able to produce more of the serum that we've had produced earlier that allows her to improve her psionic effort while being... or psionic...
I don't think you've had time to do that, and you haven't specified you've been doing that previously. Also, if you're just trying to use psychic ability to contact someone on the same planet as you, you can do that without Surigal, so I doubt she'd need like a stimulant to...
Sure.
With Surigal, I'll just make it faster.
Perfect.
Alright, Elise, you wanna... let me consult the book.
The Book of Knowledge.
You are trying to contact, right?
Yes.
And you're doing it at a range of 10
Planet.
kilometers should be enough, yeah. Well, not. You're going to do the whole planet or just the space station?
I'm going to try the space station first.
Okay. I guess that would be very long range. Oh, just the space station first. Okay, so that's 10 kilometers. Okay, so that's it's going to go ahead and give you a +2 for the Surigal and no minuses for the range. Actually, wait a minute. If you have to expend psionic effort to use Surigal, it should be a bigger bonus than expending psionic effort. So let's
Well, I
make
mean,
that...
you could add the psionic effort to it.
I was just gonna make it a +4 total.
That works too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is an excellent.
Excellent. All right, excellent. You exchange ideas as if holding a conversation with the target, including emotions or images as needed. So you reach out with Surigal, and one of the things of contact is it's either a creature you know or you can see or perceive. So you know Irene. So you reach out your mind, and you feel Surigal sending out your psyche all across the city, and then suddenly your brain just connects with a familiar brain.
Exchange ideas.
You can have a conversation. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an
Okay,
excellent. Yeah. What the? If you can have a conversation, what the hell does a stellar do?
I can see through the target's eyes and experience the senses.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dope. Okay.
There's Irene.
Where the hell are you?
I give him the hanger. I give her the hanger number.
How far is the hangar, Jakin?
Well, they're in the commercial hangar. You're in the military hangar area. So it's like you're probably on different levels, perhaps. Yeah, you're basically on the other side of the huge Dallas airport sized spaceport.
So if you were to measure that in metric,
Yeah, I'd say you're probably 1 or 2 kilometers away.
there's a distinction there.
Okay.
Which of those two is it?
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's say 1 kilometer.
1 kilometer?
Or you could get within 1 kilometer quite easily.
And we would consider that if I'm being told that they're in this hangar slip, that the Involucre is there?
I mean, you can talk to him.
Okay, but like exactly? Like, okay, good, hangar slip, but like, are you in the Involucre right now?
Yes, I'm using Surigal.
I'm so proud of you. Hold that thought. Situational awareness. Am I alone?
You can become alone.
I'm going to become alone.
Okay, you are now alone.
I'm going to excuse myself to the powder room.
And
then
being
kinda...
sophisticated, the Sphere Mandate, of course, still uses powder rooms. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And kind of close my eyes, roll my neck, and open my eyes, and I'm standing next to the Surigal.
Well, you have to expend psionic effort, but yes, you can do that.
Do I?
Yeah. In order to increase your range, you have to expend psionic effort.
Oh, yeah, fine.
You roll that for me now, right?
Yeah, both of you can do that.
That's fine.
So, Elise, suddenly you feel this mental connection, because you have your eyes closed. You feel this mental connection really, really, really close to you. Where's Razik at this moment? Is Razik monitoring?
Probably, and probably staring with disbelief the fact that now there's an Irene next to the Ceregal.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. It's been a while. Psionic effort, willpower?
Or resilience. Your choice.
Okay, I'm gonna do willpower. Yeah, I'm fine. That's a 20.
Yeah, it is.
Why is it not DAG?
Did a 9 do it?
No, it did not.
Just, so...
A +3 step to resist it, and I still got a 9.
Visually, y'all have seen the TID PP translocate people.
Sure.
That happens, but in reverse. As Irene just appears. And of course, a legally distinct BAMF.
And to show how surprised that Razik is, so Elise, you failed the psionic effort thing.
Yeah.
So Razik is staring at Irene in kind of a frozen stare with his eyes like super wide, like wider than they usually are, like with his pupils like narrowing because like what just happened. And on his little monitor thing, like there's the beep beep of Elise's failing her psionic effort. So like it's not a critical beep beep, but it's like something went wrong with Elise. But normally he knows what's had it. He's not even looking at it. He's just looking at Irene, going like, "What?"
I mean, if I obviously feel the presence near me, I'm gonna look around at it.
Okay, you look around and there's Irene.
I post. I need you in Srigal now.
What? Am I on the ship at this point?
Well, you said you were going for a tour, so I don't know if you left the ship already. But if you did, we were using the communicators. Well, at least he's using the communicators to call you back to the ship.
Irene's gonna press a button on her collar and turn into Tanya Delacroix.
Anya Delacroix. The immortal.
The unflappable.
Ooh, Unflappable's really good. Do you think she's like an investigative journalist?
100%. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, at
good.
least she's
Like-
trying to untangle herself from Srigal now.
Like always with like a stub of pencil like being chewed on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a real
Almost,
Freddie Lounds type.
while Elise is trying to untangle herself from the cereal, Razik looks down at the monitor, turns off the little alarm because he knows like that's something that happens sometimes with Elise, and then turns the scanner toward Irene and
Anya.
it checks if it's actually Irene. He does not believe it.
It's Irene.
Hello,
You know,
Irene.
I would have expected a little more fanfare, but I guess it's okay. Cause like, don't tell Hypost I said this, but I missed you guys a lot.
Oh, wait. You wanted a fanfare? Give me a second. And Razik looks around, finds a box of bolts, just grabs a handful of bolts and just throws them up in the air, which probably pisses off Irene because there's bolts everywhere.
No. She's actually probably irritated at the state of her workshop being so clean.
That's true. But at least he's gonna walk up and hold out Irene's side blade.
I'm gonna need you to hold on to that for a little bit longer.
Okay. How about this? And I pull out the Tesla cannon.
Yeah, hold on to that too. Because I'm not sure. I might have to go back. But only for a little bit. Because now that you guys are here, we're getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Hell yeah. Hypoist, where are you?
I'm coming. I saw this landmark, I think. It would be a cool place for a group photo. I'll be there in a second. Just give me just
Alright, if you're gonna be
I
much
need
longer,
to
I want a
probably-
space dog.
You are a space dog. I need to maybe get directions. I'll be there soon. Excuse me? Click.
And not on comms. Where is he?
I
Like
did-
tourist.
yeah, I believe he went looking for you as a tourist.
All right. So Irene would like to reach out psionically.
You could try.
Yeah. I
Irene.
know.
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna try, and try to find where Hypoist is.
It's a -4 step
Cool.
penalty.
Cool.
It has never stopped Irene.
Yeah, -4 ain't nothing. So you could find the that's not the, what is it when you put a number between two lines and it's the, like, it removes the negative? Whatever.
Absolute?
It's absolute, thank you. Yeah, you could absolute that and it would still be a fail. On that -7.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. He's got a thick skull. What can I say?
All right. Irene's just gonna tap into the comms.
Well, I mean, you can probably just pick up a common. Put it
Yeah,
in
yeah,
here. Yep.
Well, I mean, she's got the one in her ear constantly, but now she's like swapping over it because she knows the channel.
Gotcha.
Look, if you don't get your ass back here to the ship right now, yeah. Are we waiting for? Yeah, let's wait for Hypos to get here. I have, like, you guys need to know some stuff.
For sure, but in the meantime, just so you're not surprised, we also have Heinz on board.
I'm literally about to say that. Yep.
I'm almost done cleaning the toilets. I heard my
Okay.
name.
Continue. You're doing great.
Okay.
So he's a.
Why is there so much hair in here?
Let's talk
God damn it!
Let's talk indoor cleaning.
Oh, brick jokes are bricks.
So Heinz kind of became our mascot, I suppose, would be the best way to
We
describe it.
met him 3 days ago.
Look, he could still be a much beloved character.
Let's just say he makes the troll wheel a lot easier.
Is he still doing the stupid fucking chore wheel? Wait,
Well,
where
don't,
is it?
don't say that, but yes, that's still the case.
Where is it?
Hey, I gave people
I
time
presume it's
off
in
the
the
chore
lounge,
wheel
right?
as an award.
We're gonna have to do something about the fucking chore wheel. Cause, like, I'm like a literal fucking god now, so, like, I don't have to do chores.
No. This isn't Blades in the Dark. No.
Well, I understand you might not like the idea of the chores wheel, Irene. You can discuss that with Hypoest. I'm sure it's gonna go swimmingly, but at least I'm sure you remember fondly the spirit stick.
I love that Razik is like, take that up with Hypoest. He's the captain here.
Yep. I think he's actually happy that
so-
now it's Heinz's name that shows up instead of his whenever people have a task they don't want to do.
So, like, before he gets back, let me, like, just thank the both of you for, like, keeping his dumbass alive. Cause
Made it a challenge.
that boy's got a death wish.
Tell me about it.
It hasn't gotten better.
Well, I mean, I could see that.
I majored in Ezretian biology. I now know Celeste biology more.
It sounded like a sex thing.
That's fair, but that's not how it was meant.
Hypozeek, I ship it. Yeah, I ship it.
He's married, sadly.
It's true.
Yeah, he
Also-
doesn't seem like the type to cheat.
Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure Razik, and his species lays eggs and shit, so.
Doesn't mean it can't be fun. Don't diss it until you try it.
Okay.
Vegas' face is gold.
Jacob's over here like the only purpose for this activity is to reproduce. And new guys are like galaxy brain.
Don't have to worry about unexpected pregnancies when you're genetically incompatible.
Okay, so
This sounds
Hypoist arrives.
terrible. Yeah.
Things are
Hypoist
on this
arrives panting from bolting across the planet. Or maybe not quite that far, but still.
I presume my post didn't get too far.
Yeah. I'm just being dramatic. Classic. I want to, let's see, roll to grapple. So I have a tackle technically. I've got a +1. If I'm running, no, I can charge with a grappling.
You know, when you took extra rugged, I was half expecting you to take martial arts grappling.
I nearly did, but I like having the extra wound boxes. So yeah, I think it's just +1 to tackle. And then do I get any bonuses from doing the full tackle, or is it just that I'll end up prone?
Did you already get to +1? Isn't that what it is?
+1 is just my step bonus.
Oh, I think tackling gives you a bonus.
Okay, I didn't have that pulled up.
Yep.
I have
Could
the
be
attacks pulled up.
Before. Drone operation. Grappling. Tackling gives you +2 step.
Okay, so +3.
That's a 26.
Yeah, that's a stellar. I tackle Irene. Luckily, I'm not wearing power armor.
You're now scraping blue paste off the... No.
I'm just like, boop, boop, boop. You like hear the boots come up the like fucking walkway, and they'll turn around. Hi, boom. Like, just boom. I'm not using words at this point, but you know.
Yeah, leading up to it, like I'm seeing the entire like hypoist, like skids around the corner into the docking slip, and like is running up towards the ramp, but it's all in slow mo, and you're hearing like chariots of fire in the background, do 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 do, but legally distinct chariots of fire. It'd be space chariots of plasma.
Plasma.
Irene is sufficiently tackled. Yeah. And then she's gonna psychically punch Hypoist in the throat.
Good luck.
See, I was going to try and punch you, so go ahead. It's your turn.
No, she's not actually gonna punch. She just kind of accepts the tackle and like hugs back, which is a very in character thing for Irene to do. Not at all out of characterization. Things haven't changed while she's gone. Same old Irene.
Yeah.
Nothing's different.
Nothing's different. I'm gonna do a little punch. Just the Hyperwest would a little bit punch. Because he's pretty mad, but like.
She'll take the punch, like, you know, and then. I'm
not in power armor, so it's not like a D8.
Well, and then like, she'll call security.
What?
And
Hypoist gets dragged away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I at least he's gonna be like, Hypoist off.
Oh,
please.
at least he's security.
Off. I am wearing the power armor, so I can very easily.
Yeah, you can try me. My grapple is very good.
That's true.
Anyway, yeah, it's like a very touching moment, but Hypoist is like a kind of a combo, angry and excited.
Why angry?
Well, you've been gone, bastard. You just gave yourself up.
I mean, like, so I haven't really invented time travel yet, but once I do, what we can do is we'll go back and I won't give myself up, and you all can get arrested and put in front of kangaroo court and executed. And we'll do it that way that time, the next time. Yeah?
I feel like this is a trick question. There aren't only ever two options to anything.
Well, I mean, like, in the situation that we were in, there's like the two obvious answers. I give myself up and that doesn't happen, or I don't give myself up and that does happen. Of course, if we're actually like delving into temporal mechanics, then we could technically go
Okay, I'm
back
gonna get up.
before that happened and
You
make
can actually,
sure...
Jacob, you can take her back if you want.
Is now the time? I thought we needed a GTFO.
What?
Oh, so
Probably
like,
leave before they realize Irene's missing.
no, I went to the powder room, so like they'll leave me alone for a while. But here's the thing, like I can't leave yet.
What's holding you back?
I just popped my neck and it keyed up my mic.
I heard it.
Oh,
Wow, that's impressive. So like, yeah, like I was supposed to give them all the information that I had on the TID-PP so that like they could start mass producing them. And I like the plan was that I was gonna, you know, spoon feed them little bits of information, some of it good, some of it not good, and like it was gonna take them forever and they wouldn't figure it out, and like I wouldn't get like executed because I was, you know, actively not giving them what they wanted. They figured some of it out. But like not so I mean there's this sort of a good news, bad news situation. Like they understand the core concept behind the TID-PP from a weaponized application or weaponized perspective. Because like so like the core concept behind the TID-PP was for translocation, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, as I looked further into it and did more digging into the notes from the Empyrean devices that we had access to, it became more and more clear that like that was the wrong direction for translocation. So like I figured it out without the TID-PP. But anyway, weaponized TID-PP, the good news is like they don't have the necessary know-how to make it portable. So like the mandate soldiers are not going to be walking around all with TID-PPs. I mean, at that point, the patent would have gone through, so it'd just be TIDs. But anyway, but since they couldn't make it portable, they've decided to make a big one.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that drop.
Yeah, so like, but like so big that it has to be mounted on and powered by
A very large, very round spaceship.
I got that reference.
Well, I mean, there's some intellectual property issues with that approach, so they actually decided instead to go for was it control carriers?
No, actually, they're mounting it to their escort frigates. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. So not like quite that large. Like they actually managed to get it on smaller ships.
But you conveniently built in the perfect way to destroy it?
You would think that.
But you weren't directly involved in that process?
My involvement was monitored and and limited at best. Like
Oh,
I'm
I mean
more
that makes sense though, because they know you're like an enemy of the state, and so
right.
you as a scientist is an enemy of the state. They wouldn't just kind of like let you do whatever you wanted without some engineers keeping an eye on what you were doing and preventing a sort of like explodey button being installed.
Precisely. So,
Yeah.
but like the problem is that like they're past beta. Like they're ready to roll this out into like full production, and that's happening here. So, I've been trying to figure out a way to stop that from going into full production while also not necessarily like being killed myself in the process, because like noble causes are great and all, but seeing as how I actually have cracked the code to translocation, the galaxy needs me alive.
Speaking
Oh,
of
well,
that,
obviously, yeah.
speaking of that, Irene, it appears that you've cracked it and put it in application now.
Wait, you did what?
Oh yeah, I can translocate now.
Yep.
Nobody tells me anything.
How do you think she got here?
I was gone.
So, is that another thing we need to worry about? Is that something the Sphere
Wait.
Mandate has access to too?
No, because like they don't know I can do it yet. Or
Oh, okay.
if they do, they're playing that very closely to their chest, but they haven't like tried to dissect my brain yet, so I'm gonna assume that they still don't know.
Zeke's over here putting his scalpels back.
and I mean, somewhat fortunately, this is not a piece of technology that I can share with them. This is purely psionic.
Well, I suppose that's good.
Well, I mean, yes, but also no, because now, like, I have some ideas on how we can, like, actually make this work on, like, mass production scale. But it's
Irene,
that's a future Irene problem.
I feel like current Irene problem is maybe letting us know exactly what the target is.
Oh yeah, that's like the entire like military docking platform / shipyard / weapons assembly installation.
That's where this
That half of the
PP.
station over there, but unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to blow up that half of the station without also blowing up this half of the station. So we're gonna have to blow it all up.
Okay, that's I was looking for a very small location. I like it's big. I like it.
Well, I mean, mm, how to put this delicately? I know that in previous installments of our plans, we usually attempted to prevent the death of innocents. So, if we were to blow up this entire station, do we have a plan to prevent the deaths of innocents?
Why were you scared to say that?
Because I mean, despite our best effort to avoid killing innocents, I mean, we know how a lot of our plans turned out to be.
Yeah, but I don't want to start trying now.
Well, like
What if we try and we're bad at it?
omelets and eggs and like that. So yeah, that was part of my problem, was like trying to figure out a way to, because this isn't gonna work like on a small scale. Like you can't just destroy the files, so like they have to start over from scratch, because I mean, let's face it, Exalvior's smart, and it's not just files kept in one location. The shit is backed up all over the place. But I did manage to kind of manipulate administration here to the point where, like, all of the resources necessary to make these things, like everything that they have available to actually mass produce, is here because they're mass producing now. So, like, if we blow it up, it doesn't stop them from making these, but it sets them back. It sets them back a lot. And that gives us our chance to, like, make this known to everyone else so that steps can be taken to either defend against it, or other organizations can step up to the plate and actually make a stand against the mandate. And yeah, like, without blowing up the entire station. That was, I mean, I was working on that, but that was kind of like a side project.
These
Well,
things. Go ahead, Elise.
let's say we have some new friends still on the station who have some allies. Could we possibly call on them?
Also, Dag left all of his explosives.
Oh, he left them behind?
Yeah.
I mean, he was in a hurry.
He didn't have that big pockets. He brought a
Alright,
lot of
well,
explosives.
I mean, then they're probably back in here somewhere. Like, well, there's this demolitions kit.
Yeah, we can hang out planet side if we want to start making a plan.
Well, therein
Yeah,
lies.
we should probably give him warning.
Yeah, so therein is part of the problem. Either we act right now, or if you would like to continue planning, which that's probably a good idea, going planet side is best, but I can't go with. They can't realize that anything is afoot, otherwise they're going to lock everything down. So if we need time, I have to go back and keep playing the role of good scientist.
I don't know if you were like playing a role of good and friendly. Irene.
Look, as much of that as can be expected of me, okay?
Yeah. Look, I would just think we should be honest with ourselves.
Tangentially cooperative scientist. How about that?
There we go. Thank you. I think it would be better if we make a plan first to help innocent lives here and kind of like solidify our intentions. So I think that'll be what we do.
I mean,
Uh,
could we get the Rose Spire militia to help us?
Yeah, I'd like to at least reach out. I don't know how I'm gonna word everything Irene just said to the Rosefire militia, but you still have contacts there, for sure. Even outside of Pistol Boy.
I mean, Pistol Boy's still here.
Yeah. I just mean as far as he's still here, so he's not gonna be as good of a contact as like reaching out to your brother.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Oh, we found Elise's brother.
Mazel tov?
She was looking for her brother.
Well, I mean, I knew, but like, I how else am I supposed to like react? Like, high five?
High five would be appropriate, I think. Also, he's like totally a hardcore rebel badass. You'll like him. Well, maybe.
I look forward to meeting him.
Oh, I have a good news for you, Irene. Wes is back with
Don't play with my heart, you dirty bird fucker.
no. Doc
Yes.
is back.
He smokes now.
I mean,
Not really smokes, but he pretends.
it's okay. I'll get him to quit.
Yeah, it's not great for him. It's bad for the circuits. Anyway, okay, that sounds like a plan. if Elise, you could get in touch with the Rosespire militia, I wonder if we could. We probably won't be able to enlist Kibby's help again, actually. We put her through a lot last time. I'll start doing some research on the ground. I think that's a good plan. I don't know what route you want to take, Razik, but I think I could use some eyes on the ground to find out where we want to plant demolition charges.
And I can get you maybe not like full schematics because my security clearance isn't as high as I would like it to be, but I can get you what information I can on the actual Sphere Mandate installation here.
Yeah, do you still have the direct link? I think that's what it's called.
The laser link?
Laser link? Do you still have your half of the laser link?
Yeah, of course I have that. I still also have, and she'll reach back and pop out of the back of her neck, the transponder. So.
Yeah. Then that sounds like a plan. You'll be able to reach me directly anytime if you need like a lift. Elise's gonna reach to our off-planet contacts. Razik and I are gonna look for places to place those charges.
And quickly before you go, Irene, those mass-produced guns, since they're going to be big and on escort ships, I'm assuming they require a lot of power, which means they have a large power source.
Well, yeah, so it does require quite a bit of power to get that thing to fire, and it's not fully a translocation induction device. It's actually a hybrid between that and my brain says rail cannon,
Plasma cannon.
plasma cannon.
The
Yeah,
weapon
so
is called a neutron cannon, if you want to just give it a
there you
name.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so they're neutron cannons. It functions in the. I mean, I could get into the nitty gritty if you want.
No, I only have one question. Is the power source stable?
That's a good question, Jakin.
It's still in the prototype phase. They're strapping it onto the. Look at my notes real quick. The SMS Kentabast. They're strapping it onto that to do some test fires right now. That's what you were doing before you teleported over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's almost completely out of beta. They're running the final tests on an actual ship. It's being installed as we speak. So the power supply, I mean, it runs essentially just off of the ship's power core.
Yeah, because I was wondering if we were to plant one bomb where they store the prototype power supplies, if that could amplify the explosion. But if it's strapped to the ship's power core, then it would be like strapping a bomb to a ship's engine. And as far as I understand, but you're more of an expert, ship's engine may explode, but they tend to have like fail-safe and whatnot, so that if a detonation happens on a ship, like the whole ship does not self-destruct.
Yeah, typically, and that would be where like I would step in, and as part of the test firing process, we need to make sure that it has all the energy that it wants. We need to be able to test it under.
Actually, Vegas, the neutron cannon, since it's still in the prototype phase, it currently is using a converter to take reactor power to the converter into the neutron cannon.
Okay.
Given that you're a engineering genius, you would know that you could probably blow up the neutron cannon via the converter. If you guys are trying to blow up the prototype, which wouldn't stop the production, it would just set back the development cycle, maybe a month.
Right.
Yeah, but by the way, just so that you might be able to help Irene and Rizik talk it out as well, is Rizik's idea was like, since they're prototyping it, they might have prototypes, converters or things with power in it to power these future cannons. And Rizik was wondering, if we set a bomb there, could that cause a chain of reaction that would like blow up bigger than just the bomb itself? And from so far, it looks like no.
Yeah, because the power supply it's not a separate power supply. It's literally a converter that converts the reactor power into what's necessary. Yeah, so it is running off of the ship's power. It's just there's a converter in between the.
Yeah, but if you had access to the converter, you can cause a chain reaction that would make the neutron cannon basically explode.
There's also the possibility of causing a chain reaction that just sent that shit right back into the reactor and overloaded the ship, and the entire ship explodes.
If you want to blow up the Kentabast, yeah, you can definitely do that. Although I don't know if you can do it from the converter, because in the converter, the power's only going one way.
For now.
That's true.
Who are we talking to here? Yeah, there's options. Suffice to say, I'm very confident that when they test fire this, they're going to be pleased with the results and immediately go into mass installation phase. So we need to stop this test from occurring. And, also disable their capability of doing the test again once it's... So, like I said, blow up the station.
So essentially, this plan needs two pieces. The first one is potentially delay the test somehow, and plan B is stop the production. Okay.
Also, the bot's back, Vegas.
Cool. How to add quotes.
Exclamation add quote.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah, with that kind of out of the way, it sounds like we have like a plan going forward right now while we're at the station.
And Jicken, one question.
Yeah.
On the we're at, where are we exactly? Like, which system are we in?
You are right there, actually.
I guess, okay.
Yeah, you're in the Hika system.
Yeah, I had an idea, but that wouldn't work. Okay, perfect. Too far.
Okay, well, at least he is gonna try and contact her brother. I was hoping she could have like a code that she could write in, so it would be harder for anyone but her brother to read. So
I'm sorry,
yeah, I know. I saw.
I was taken aback by the quote at Vegas.
I'm not.
Okay.
I saw it come in the moment he said it.
Okay.
I was hoping there was a code that at least he could use with her brother, so only he could read the message.
Nah.
No, so I could just send him a message and hope it doesn't get caught. Basically.
I mean, you could at least let him know that you want to chat.
Yeah, I'll do that. Saying we need to chat in private, but I'm a ways away.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you can send that message out.
Perfect. So then IPOest and I am assuming we're going to go play the tourist close to the military installations and stuff.
I mean, close-ish. I want to get a bit of a lay of the land in case we are concerned. Not in case we are concerned. With concern to the civilian populations.
Yeah, this is a huge starport. In fact,
yeah,
it's probably the biggest starport any of you have ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so like getting a map, asking people like, "Oh, what are the sights to see? This starport's amazing. I've never been in one this large, etc.,
Okay, you want
etc."
to roll culture?
Yes.
Let me see if I can
I've got a
help you. I don't.
specialization in sphere mandate.
Yep.
I cannot help you. Well, I think I can, but it only gives you a +1 because I'm not trained in it.
Well, every
Is
thought
that
counts.
correct? Deacon? Is that the correct assumption?
Yes, you can still help for a +1.
Yeah, if you're not trained.
Cool. I mean, that's +3 anyway. That's a 15 in culture. Just one short of excellent.
Okay. So what did you want to know exactly?
I guess I'm just trying to get an idea of like, if people don't stay on ship while they're here, right? Like, do people sometimes reside here, like hotels, things like that? Are there attractions here, or like a military museum, or anything kind of like that? Like, are are there large civilian crowds congregating in here other than kind of like transporting on and off planet?
Yes.
Okay.
There are quite a few hotel-like sections where you can, stay for extended periods of time, and because those exist, that comes with its own, there's the food section. There's sections for
Shopping.
entertainment
Yeah.
and tourist attractions. Yeah, it's basically
Mhm. Like a
yeah,
huge Great Wolf Lodge.
exactly. I don't know what that is, but exactly that.
I was gonna say Space Las Vegas.
But I mean, it's much smaller than that. I mean, it's a big spaceport, but it's probably not the size of a city. Yeah, it's just like think of a really big Air Force base and then like double that, and then make it tall too.
And
It's
give it
huge.
some like hangout space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's multi-story, whereas Air Force bases. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that during this whole conversation that IPOS is having with like other people, Rizik has asked at least once, so what's the state of the hospitals here? And IPOS just looked at
Oh
Rizik
my
like,
god.
what? And like the other person's like, who the fuck asks that? And then after that, Rizik was like, oh right, tourists.
Yeah, who the fuck asks that?
I wish to tour your hospitals.
We like we like you're not we had a plan. We had a plan. Okay. With that out of the way, I think I think that's the most information I'm gonna get out of that. Like, I just kind of wanted to determine the amount of civilians and kind of like what the vibe is, which it looks like there be hangouts in this here space.
Right.
Who'd have thought? Yeah.
So which means that if we were to try and evacuate as many innocents as possible, we would need to somehow activate, I'm assuming, the spaceport wide alarm or emergency. Like, for example, I'm just thinking of a random scenario. Like, if an asteroid was about to hit the whole starport, they probably have an alarm for that that says evacuate the whole fucking place. But how do we activate that without raising suspicion?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to activate alarms without raising suspicion. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like think on it. That's hard to say.
Yeah. By the way, one of my plan that didn't work, I'm just gonna say it, like, pretty much Rizik would have talked to it IPOS, and prefacing it with the fact that it wouldn't work because it's too far is we could probably have fed this information back to our contact with the Saldrin, telling them without giving them more details, just tell them that it's a military installation with lots of things that would help the Saldrin, and since he wants to raise in Stratus, he could have attacked it.
I don't want him to gain what's here.
Oh, that's
That
fair.
that notwithstanding, although maybe Razik as a character wouldn't understand this, but a military strike in the Hygus system would be astronomically difficult. for the
And
Saladrosi Empire to pull off.
absolutely, and that's why I asked you for the map. Like Rizik would have studied the map and be like, "No, that's impossible," because
Right.
their only choice is through the Sphere Mandate, which forget that,
Or through the
or
Tri-State Alliance, which are currently neutral. Yeah.
yes,
Tri-State Alliance. And we've also got Heinz.
Heinz hates the Tri-State Alliance.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love Heinz so much. Yeah. So I guess that's the info I've gathered. We can hop to whoever's next. Like, gotta think on it.
What species is Heinz? I know I said
you
it.
said
I already forgot. Oh, he's a
I believe.
Fleazg. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, because you said we don't have
These are-
enough of those.
Okay. So we got demolition charges, and we got a whole giant spaceport. Realistically, what we want is take out one half at minimum.
Yeah, I imagine the military side isn't crawling with civilians.
Yes, and I mean we're just trying to limit innocent life loss. Like, if we're gonna destroy
Is
like the
this
whole.
the same Razik?
Well, I mean, you have to be realistic. We're trying to destroy a whole spaceport. There's no way there's gonna be no casualties. Like there's
Oh,
just
I'm not worried about no casualties. I'm worried about civilian casualties.
Well, there are like civilians in the Sphere Mandate military section, myself being an example, but other contractors, other scientists,
People who are
laborers.
still, yeah.
But like, they know what they're doing. Like this isn't like, I mean, it's a top secret project, but like everyone there knows that they're working on some sort of top secret weapons project. So fuck 'em.
Taken.
Yeah.
What is the space station resting on?
It's planet side.
But it's like on the ground, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's not like next to a canyon or anything. Just out of curiosity.
No, it'd probably be in the middle
Next
of
to a canyon.
a flat area, like,
Yeah. Okay.
plains or steep.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes they build space stations in random stupid places where underneath there's a giant open cavern complex that you can just place the bombs there and cave in the half of the space station that you need to get rid of, or spaceport that you need to get rid of.
Mhm.
Where's the big worm from Dune? We need him.
There's more than one.
Okay. After that rant from Razik, we'll just. I think we'll take that info. I need to like get whatever we hear from the militia and everything before I'm gonna make any decisions.
Okay, what are you trying to get from the militia?
Elise.
Yeah, I was trying to contact him. See if
And I
they
miss-
can help us.
Oh, that's going to be a while. Days, weeks.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah, you're in Hykus. The militia is in the wild cluster.
Yep.
So that's you guys are, right there where Vegas is pointing, and then the orange is the wild cluster. It's a bit
Yeah,
away. Yeah.
I think it was worth a shot.
Oh,
Maybe
I wasn't sure
Alar-
if you could communicate with him at all.
Yeah, Alar is a desert world actually. But it's not like Sahara. It's not like Tatooine desert. It's more like
what, New Mexico?
no, like northern Africa.
Oh, okay.
I like part of it is like we have to wait on Irene to have more of an idea of what to do. Like we're not going to be able to just break into the military complex and plant a bunch of charges. Are we?
Define break in.
I mean, we
Yeah,
it'll be
give me
hard to do that unnoticed.
give me the bombs.
I show her the crates of like. We have a lot of demolition charges, I think.
Which I wonder if it's safe to keep them all in one place on the ship, but I mean,
Look, there's no space OSHA.
I can carry like twice my body weight again when translocating.
Want to be obvious if you arrive with a bunch of bombs, though?
That would be if I was dumb enough to translocate somewhere where I'd be noticed.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had to go exactly where you left. Or if you could just go anywhere. I don't know how it works.
I guess you could learn how it works.
Yeah, that's like future Irene problems. Yeah, so like I actually do want to like gather up a bunch of scions and like start teaching them how to do this, and then like modify the Ceregal and access some of these Empyrean installations so that we could start. Anyway, yeah, no, I can absolutely get these in relatively unnoticed, and then like I can bring each of you in. It would have to be like one at a time. I can't do more than one other person currently. But like getting in is not an issue.
Okay. It's just getting out.
Well, if like we're being like shot at, then yes. Which I assume we're probably going to be getting shot at, because if I'm hanging out with you three again and we're not getting shot at, I'm going to feel like I did something wrong and you don't want me around anymore.
doctor, my medical recommendation is to not get shot at, but I see what you mean.
I mean, that sounds like it resembles a plan.
Okay, to recap, the plan is Irene can translocate to explosive areas with explosives to explode. And then question mark, question mark, question mark, evacuate other civilians. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, I guess step 4 would be detonate. Step 5 would be profit.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
step 5 question mark again, and then step 6 is profit.
yeah, that's why I said it resembles a plan. Like, that does answer the questions we have, but it doesn't answer all of the questions, right?
Yeah.
We still need to address the civilian situation. From what I can tell from us walking around today, it looks like there is quite a large civilian population in the station at any given point in time. I don't imagine there'd be a way to frighten them off. I feel
Well,
like,
you say that since we won't mind raising suspicion and whatnot, and I know that Irene, if I remember your skills correctly, you have a knack to get into the security systems of wherever we ever ended up in. I don't think it would be far-fetched to activate any sort of alarm, such as terrorist attack or a massive malfunction of the reactor or whatever, anything like that, which would have people scramble away from the crowded places, possibly back to the safety of their homes or ships or whatnot, and then we could detonate.
Jacob,
Yes.
would they even believe that happening?
It is probably unlikely you'd be able to evacuate the entirety of the station before someone realized it was a false alarm.
Yeah. And also just like my impression from my experience with, the one Exolvi we know is that they don't believe in their own failures. Like
Why?
that they're even capable of it.
Yeah, they think they're hot shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
There are a
like
species of people who think they're hot shit. Yeah.
like I don't. My impression just off the bat is that they won't believe like a reactor failure or anything. If
If
we
a
do it,
terrorist attack.
we are the terrorist. I would
They
rather
would,
not
yeah,
give
they
them
would,
a warning about us.
they would scoff at that. Someone would throw blame and that person being blamed. Like, well, I'm gonna go lay my eyes on it, and then yeah, then you know it was a
Yeah.
false alarm.
And like terrorist attack, like that's what we're trying to do. I don't want to give them a warning to come find us. Although that is pretty powerful.
New idea.
I say, like, what if it wasn't a false alarm? What if we saw something that was truly a problem that they need to evacuate the station for?
Thinking that maybe one of the bomb could be targeted at the um, life support.
That did work last time we did it.
Destroy the
Targeting
life
life
support.
support.
People
Yeah.
have to leave and then bomb the rest.
What? Wait, is there life support? Is this planet? Yeah, we're on a planet.
You're on a planet. There wouldn't be life support insofar as you need oxygen, but obviously there'd be centralized air and all that.
Yeah, environmental controls.
Environmental control, or like just a power source in general.
What if we found a way to create tornadoes?
Oh, okay. Elaborate.
Okay.
I mean, that was a joke mostly. I don't think we can create tornadoes. I did say mostly though, just in case Irene has a surprise.
Oh, creating tornadoes? Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Cool.
You know, translocation, weather control.
You do everything else. Why not?
Was it is Irene now a Marvel Comics Sigma level mutant?
Nerd.
Yeah.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure that's not the right term. Anyway.
I mean, we wouldn't know. That's yeah, so
I'm too busy going to parties and getting laid.
yeah, that's what I said. I stand by it. Yeah, I love y'all's energy. We're just gonna need to direct it at solutions.
I just love. I just want to out a character here. Earlier in the campaign, IPOS was always like, "Why am I only the one coming up with plans? Like nobody's proposing any ideas." Now, late in the campaign, Rizik proposing all sort of ideas, good or bad. IPOS, well, could you stop proposing ideas? Like they're all bad, and I don't want to hear about them. I would rather solutions.
No. They're ideas. They're just bad ideas.
There are no bad ideas except for all of yours.
Yeah, so let's refine them a little bit. You know, I think the idea of getting them to evacuate is good. I'm just gonna have to spend some time thinking about what the Exalvi would even consider an actual threat.
Then last option, but we would need to time it really well, would be to cause one big explosion that would not be a threat to the civilians. Hopefully that gets them to evacuate, or at least consider evacuation, and then we make the whole stack blow up. Or maybe like several big explosions, one after the other.
Oh, like a precursor explosion.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like the idea of a dummy explosion. That's a great idea. Irene's probably not here for this brainstorming session, but we can ask her about possible dummy targets. We can try to think up some too. Yeah, that's got some potential. While the problem is, right? Are we waiting for Elise's brother to show up, or were we just gonna try it?
It's gonna be
Because
a
I
couple
thought we were
days
just
before I
gonna
can contact him.
before you can even contact him.
Yeah, he's half a galaxy away.
Well, actually, he is as the crow flies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 parsecs away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know, yeah, Hyperwest especially, like, would know where we are in relation to where we left the Rosefire Militia. I just was trying to, like, I'm not sure if what you mean is that the message will get there in a few days or that he's planning on coming here.
Oh, which is a message, right?
You just said you wanted to talk.
Yeah, because I don't want to. I mean, I'm worried about the message getting intercepted.
It shouldn't.
I mean,
That's
if
not
it's
a
not going
common
to.
occurrence.
Well, I mean, if it's not a common occurrence, then at least it's going to say we have word that the Sphere Mandate is creating some really dangerous weapons and attaching to their ship, and we're trying to stop the production, and we need help. And if there were any Rose Spawn missions in the area, we could use their assistance.
Okay. Yeah, a message can travel anywhere from 3 to 6 parsecs a day.
So like 3 days to get there approximately.
So take 3 days to get there. Yeah.
And for any reply back.
Right.
So realistically a week before we get any sort of idea what's happening with the Rosefire Militia.
I mean, yeah, they could message us being like, "Hey, we're doing this. We'll be here next days."
Yeah, I
And
don't
in the meantime,
know
we
that
could plan.
I don't know that we like would have gone with that given that context, right?
We could have, because the idea is that they're doing the test weapon shortly, like soon. If we interrupt that, if we manage to interrupt that in a way that makes them doubt the technology, then we get at least a month, approximately, before they do the next test and start mass producing. So given that, if we stop the test right now, we get the chance to involve the Rosefire Militia if they want to be involved. If we decide no, we don't care, we just want to go ahead with our plan, then we can just forego the Rosefire Militia, and by the time the message come back, the whole station would be blown up.
I mean, okay. I feel like that whole thing of there is going to be a test on this day is in the way of us trying to call in that backup, right? Like we have a time limit. We need to get moving.
Yes, but my point being is if we somehow sabotage that test, we
If we
get more.
sabotage the test, we get time. Yeah.
I know. My concern is calling the Rosefire Militia out here and then being like, actually, we did it. Because we were bored.
Fairly certain that was not the correct reason, but I'll go with it.
I mean, it tracks.
Yeah, it's like actually we were waiting for y'all to show up, but it took so long. So we went ahead and blew the thing up. Like that's the vibe I get, right?
I'm sure they would understand.
We don't have. Well, I guess we do have the money to pay them back for the gas, but still. Like, here's a 5. Sorry. Next round's on me, guys.
We could have marshmallows on the fire.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I would cover it. There is a galactic fuel shortage at the moment.
Yeah, and I think they took the tollway, but like that, taking the toll isn't my fault.
Have you seen those rednecks parking their spaceship next to a gas station and fill in space fuel into those plastic bags?
Space plastic.
I don't like this game.
I don't like this game. All right, let's take a vote. All in favor of voting new guy off the island?
No!
Sorry, new guy. It has to be done.
Yeah, the ayes have it.
Though, to be fair, new guy, in your defense, will be voting you off the space island.
Yes.
All in favor of
that's
voting
way
Vegas
worse.
off right after?
Being voted off a space island is way worse because now you're just in space.
Is it a space
An
island like a
ocean-
planet or an
An
asteroid?
ocean is finite.
Yeah,
Space is not.
you're not wrong.
if you're being voted off, you're getting kicked into the ocean, and then you die. That's how the show works, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, scientifically speaking, I don't think we've established if space is actually finite or not.
I've decided it is for the
Okay,
purpose of this.
you guys are going off on several tangents, and Dave, can you mute? Thank you.
Yes. Let's please play the game. Okay, it looks like we do have a portion of a plan.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
not great.
You have the inklings of a plan.
I think part of it is just we need more information. And also smarter
That's the wrong
players.
monitor. Wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
I can only do so much with my brain. But that said, if our plan with these explosives, like the one we talked about with Irene getting us in or whatever, that plan kind of sounded like one that was, how to put it, the big plan, not necessarily the make them pause this. It didn't sound like the delay the test plan. It sounded like the blow the place up
Yes,
plan.
yes, absolutely.
So we should really be focused on the delay the test plan. That's the one with the really pressing time scale.
Wait. Oh, Irene's not here for this brainstorming session anymore, is she?
Do we even know when it's going to be? Did Irene tell us?
Yeah, I absolutely told you when it was going to be because that is information that I have.
Let's say it's in a couple days.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, like with that, I think we just need to be able to get some power into
Dag have a hover bike. Did he
The
leave that on the
converter.
Involucre? Or is that back at Rosefire Militia?
That probably would be with the Roseborough Militia.
No, I was hoping he could.
His job was going from one spaceport to another spaceport to another spaceport, so I doubt he'd want to bring it.
Correct.
Bummer. I could have had a stolen bike.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
Dag would not have minded.
Yeah. If I'm not as concerned about just straight up getting in there and ripping some stuff up though to delay this. I'm not as worried about like a civilian issue. I would appreciate a controlled demolition.
Well, Irene, your time is going to be spent getting the neutron cannon ready for the test. But if you guys manage to sabotage that effort, by whatever means, right? Excuse me. That would allow Irene free time to snoop and figure out the best way to blow up the space station.
Yeah.
It's not a space station. That implies it's in space. A spaceport.
Yeah.
It's just a pizza planet and you're all Buzz Lightyears.
The installation.
Yes, and
I almost wish we could make it look like a Saldran spy got in there and wrecked it.
I
Because
mean,
we know
they
that
are
they have
calling
spies.
themselves the Star Keepers now, so
well, actually, we shouldn't. We need to be careful in how we sabotage the test because if we take Alici's example of making seem like it's a Southern spy, they would potentially just run
Ramp
another
up
test
the-
afterwards because they would know it's a sabotage, not a failure. You know. But Irene had said that through Jakin that if Irene were to revert a converter or fuck around with a converter, it could blow up the ship, which would make them think twice. Did we forget anything in the calculation? We have to rerun the calculations and everything. So I think ultimately the delay to the test needs to happen in a way that makes them doubt of the technology. Not on their part, just doubt the technology as it is. So, like, I was thinking, if Irene can teleport, then teleport a bomb on the ship. But again, that defeats the purpose, because they would detect that it's an explosion, not a failure of the technology.
So what you're getting at is that the delay the test portion pretty much has to be Irene sabotaging the test without blowing anything up.
My worry about that is that if they have, because most ships have a sensor internally that detect biosignature, if you teleport and stay there long enough to sabotage it, they might know it's you. Might
Well,
not, might.
But Irene does. She is
She works
on
there.
it. She's on and off the ship throughout the day, working on
Okay,
it.
okay. So that could pass. Okay.
It would be a matter of hiding her sabotage from
Yeah.
anyone else when she's already under a microscope. Which is
Given you
Do-
succeed on a 2?
um
On misdirection?
Well,
that's the problem. Is
I wouldn't say this misdirection. I think this would just be a difficulty curve on an engineering check.
Oh.
yeah, because I mean it's basically just hiding your work, and that's a matter of doing the correct work.
Right.
Yeah, that's doable. And Irene would be 147% on board with doing that, as long as the long-term plan is to destroy fucking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're waiting for backup.
Well, if Irene, like, I'm assuming, like, you know, a day later, Irene comes back and we share with Irene our thinking and whatever. So now we're focusing on the delay of the test. And we ask Irene, hey, Irene, do you think you could sabotage the test in any sort of way that would make it look like a failure of technology?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you need our help for that? Like, is there anything we can supply for you to help?
I mean, not really, because the whole point of this is that this phase of the plan is supposed to be mechanical failure and not supposed to be drawing attention elsewhere or to
Sure.
it. Then, because if we draw attention elsewhere at this point, they're going to get suspicious and try to correlate those two things.
Yeah.
So no, this one would basically, this is just, you know, cross your fingers and pray. And I mean, honestly, even if it doesn't work and the test goes off successfully, that just means they start ramping up production on everything, and we just have to push our timetable ahead on blowing everything up.
That's fair. So it's a no loss situation. We either win or we get a faster deadline.
Yeah, and even if I'm caught in the process, I just translocate out of there and.
Yeah, but the one worry about that though is that if you get caught and you translocate, they will know.
I mean, yes, but.
Yeah, no, it's better than being caught, obviously, like, entirely. But oh no, it means people will chase after us. Oh wait, that's already the case, so whatever.
Again, if I come back
Part of
and
the norm.
people aren't shooting at us, I'm gonna feel like something's wrong.
Okay, so delay of the test, Irene. I guess it's all under your control at this point.
Terrifying.
Fuck you. Yeah, so Jake, and then correct me if I'm wrong. The easiest way probably would be to fuck up the converter and potentially blow up the neutron cannon in the process. I'm assuming that I'm going to be on the ship for the testing, so I don't want to blow the ship up.
Well, since you can figure it out, so you could, if you're trying to trigger like a reactor meltdown, you can do that in a way that gives people time to get to escape pods. And then you can get to an escape pod quite quickly by translocating
To an escape pod, yeah.
to an escape pod.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Like blowing the ship up too. That's good.
that would erase all the black box data. That would make it harder for them to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
They would only have eyewitness testimony, and that's it. They wouldn't have
Right.
hard data.
Yeah.
Okay. So
let's do that.
you'll have access to the converter.
Okay.
So you want to putz with it, but you want to make it look like you didn't putz with it.
Correct.
What do you want to do?
You
want to make it look like the cannon is at fault, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to have something happen when they fire the neutron cannon.
Right. So that was some sort of miscalculation in the conversion process that causes an overload in the cannon, and therefore the feedback pushes back through into the reactor.
Okay. All right. There are physical safeguards to prevent exactly what you're suggesting. Like, they just have to flip a switch on the bridge, and they disconnect the converter from the reactor, which means you're gonna have to do it in such a way that it's quick, and it causes those physical connections to become fused, which means you're gonna have to amp up the heat significantly.
We have to fry the ODN circuits.
Yeah, you're basically gonna have to willfully Murphy's Law the whole thing.
You could just do the thing that half graphite, half water nuclear reactors do, and just whenever it fucks up, it reads on the system as it being good, actually. Totally fine.
Yes.
You could do that, yeah.
So that there's less time for them to catch that there's something going wrong. And I want them to know something went wrong.
Right.
So that
Well, it will
there's
blow
time for
up.
people to get to escape pods. And B, there's even though the raw data is getting destroyed, there's still people there who can say, I saw this happening, so that they can, like, they're gonna have to bang heads together to figure out what went wrong, instead of we don't know, just do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
no,
So I'm going to say this is an engineering check, and I'm going to
Okay.
give you a -5. That is
Okay.
to do what you want to do, and to make it, look like nothing happened, like you didn't do what you want to do.
Okay.
So -5.
Is this an extended check, or is it just a one and go?
I think it'll be an extended check, and if you get 3 failures, you will have been discovered.
Okay.
So let me get to that page, right? So I'm gonna see how long it takes. Okay, time interval, I'd say 1 hour, right?
Okay.
So you can probably make this check 8 times before you time out, right? This is
Okay.
And then you also have the fail out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And this is going to be a highly complex goal, which means you need 10 successes. And if you get 3 fails, that means you were discovered. And if you take 8 rolls and don't succeed, that means you run out of time to do it.
Okay. And am I going to use multiple special or cascades on this? Like, do I have to switch it up, or is it all just under weapons?
You can leave it all under weapons, because this is entirely with the weapons system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So then I'm at a -5.
Mhm.
I get a +1 to engineering for being an expert. I get a +2 to weapons for it being my Exalvi specialty area.
Mhm.
That puts me at a -2.
Yep.
And because I have the Blue Guru talent, performing a complex check using the specialty approved by your career breeding an additional success towards the goal with each successful skill check. So average 1, excellent 2, stellar 4. Or sorry,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3,
2, 3, 4.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So first check, first hour, An 8 is an excellent.
So that's 3.
Yep. Second check.
Oops.
A 10 is an excellent.
That's 5 out of 10.
Actually, let me double. Yeah. 12 is where I get stellar. Hour 3. That's a fail. -4. Okay.
Hey, let's not do that.
Yeah, what was that roll? That was a 1 and a -5. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
All right. So hour number 4. That's an excellent. So 3 more.
That's 8 out of 10. Oops. What was I typing in? Not that. Okay. I think you're done, right?
No, that wasn't my roll. That was you rolling.
Oh, how'd I roll? Huh, let me delete that. Okay, carry on.
Typing?
Hour 5.
Oh,
Stellar.
well,
Oh yeah.
stellar. Okay. So, at one point, your assistant was like, "What are you doing?" And you had to bullshit your way out of it.
Mhm.
The longer she talked, though, the more the assistant was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. Irene just focused on the parts of her degree that she knew her assistant didn't have, and just kept talking about those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the midpoint of the second day, you fucked up the thing. Okay. So on board the SMS Kentabast, and I made a battle map and everything. Didn't need that. Thought you guys were gonna go the hot method.
Yeah, sorry.
What does it look like?
It's not much. It's not worth showing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they fire the neutron cannon, or at least attempt to. It spins up to engage, and then your sabotage kicks in, and there's a feedback loop, which causes a reactor meltdown. Everyone makes it these escape pods. You're able to time out the reactor meltdown long enough for everyone to escape.
And if I can avoid it, I'm going to not translocate into an escape pod.
Yeah.
Physically
Yeah.
go
So
there.
the Kentabast is destroyed, including the prototype, which means everyone is scrambling like you intended to find out what happened. That doesn't mean, that means they're putting you on it as well. So that means you're going to have a harder time slipping away to poke around the spaceport.
I can do that in my off hours.
Your assistant's like,
I'm
you get off
sure-
hours?
Yeah, I'm sure having just, blown up this weapons project they've been working on for quite some time, I'm going to get off hours, right?
Yeah. You guys getting paid?
Poor Heinz. We did pay him this time.
He's very upset that the blue screen isn't working.
Oh. Heinz is, he's doing most of the chores, if not all of the chores on the chores wheel, and he's getting meager pay for it, and he's always like super happy, going like, "This is an improvement."
So you're saying you guys got yourself a little indentured servant, huh?
No,
No, he's getting paid.
we full on paid Heinz last time. He's not an indentured servant.
Okay.
We ain't like that. We love the proletariat.
All right.
We gave him the tools, and we told him, "Go clean the bathroom."
Look, I do not endorse this. If Highboys finds out that y'all have just been telling Heinz it's his day, like y'all just moved the wheel and haven't told Heinz what it means.
Yep.
Okay, Razik, roll misdirect.
Do you want me to? Because I will.
Yeah, roll misdirect.
We're gonna have a
What do I have on it? I have 0. I need a 16. Do I have any malices? No. Okay.
My son's being a bit loud.
Average!
Okay. So far, Razik has managed to have Heinz do all of his chores without anyone noticing.
I hate this. Fucking hate it here.
Yeah, it's like every few hours, the shore wheel has everyone's names, like Velcroed when it's your, and then every few hours, Razik will just switch Heinz's and his, and so every time I post, it's like, wait a minute, wasn't that? Oh no, I guess not. Huh.
Yeah. Other than that, there's not a lot to do, right? Like-
Right. So, Irene, you want to give me an engineering check?
What kind of modifier / what am I adding to it? What's the
Power
it-
systems would be your specialty.
power systems? Cool. So that's a +2. That's a stellar.
A stellar. Okay. You have devised the means by which you can, using the success of destroying the Kentabast slowly, you have devised a way to cause an irreversible reactor meltdown that will give enough time for people to evacuate. However, the explosion will be huge. Like, they'll see it from space.
What?
Well, I mean, they get to evacuate and they get a show. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, I don't see this as a problem at all.
Okay.
Wait, but even the civilians get to escape?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, he has a way. She has a way. It'll take about 2 hours for the reactor to fully go critical, which Irene is hoping is enough time to get everyone out.
All right, that's manageable.
And I mean, from a moral standpoint, if one person stays on the station going like, "No, this is my home and I will not evacuate," well, I mean, that's your problem, buddy.
Jeez, you guy.
Someone didn't put enough points in charm. You're gonna get renegade points.
Are you
Um,
okay?
Sorry, Mass Effect Legendary Edition just came out, and that's all I've been playing since it came out. So it's on my mind.
At my first opportunity, I'm going to laser link hypo us this information.
Okay.
Trying my best to laser link is pretty
It's
secure.
It's between the two of us. Yeah.
that shit can't get picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Someone
yeah,
has to.
then-
Something has to physically intercept a laser link because it literally is a laser.
Yeah, as long as we're both in an open, crowded space, you can say
You can do it in a straight line. Yeah.
Yeah. So first possible opportunity, I will pass that information along to Hypoist and finish off with Agent Delacroix awaiting the go code.
You will need the explosives. That's part of it. You will need to put the explosive. Yeah.
I assumed that's what she meant by Agent Delacroix awaiting go code, was awaiting explosives.
Well, I mean, it's kind of my job to get the explosives in there in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reactor for the installation, right?
Yep.
I'm
Yes.
sabotaging that reactor. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Have I been to the reactor?
Yes. You convinced everyone that you needed to see it to get it because you know the Kentabas is destroyed, so you need to see the power systems yourself to make your call. You know, you're being an eccentric genius. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta let me into this reactor that's not at all the same as the reactor that was on the ship, but I have to I have to take
visualize
some
it.
panels off. Yeah. I could totally
I have to
play
read
that
the
role.
energies.
The aura is very different in here.
Yeah, cool. So now, having been there, I can translocate there.
Yep.
I mean, technically I can do it without having been there. It's just more difficult. Okay. And then
Yeah, it's been a few days. Can I roll to get rid of my name sign fatigue?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Roll again.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay. And then I mean, as soon as we're good to go, just let me know, and I'll
Never you call me. I'll
pop
be
on
there.
in and grab the package.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that about to kick off, we're gonna go to our break. We'll be back 15 after for another hour 45 of Dire Roll Lost Horizon. Thanks for tuning in, and don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. Thanks for waiting. I see the dance has returned. All right. So, you now know what to do. You want to put it into motion. Okay.
Yes. So.
All right, Irene. What is the actions you are taking here?
Okay, so first I need to pick up the explosives
Okay.
from the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be able to pull this off with 100 kilos of explosives or less?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one trip.
That's a
Well,
fuck.
one.
Yeah, one teleport.
Yeah. Once they're in, is the plan? Irene sets everything up. Sorry.
That sound goes
Yeah,
right
I
down
didn't
my
mean to-
spine.
Yeah, sorry. I got gunk on my mouse pad that I'm trying. Well, not gunk. It's stuff.
You got
on
stuff.
Yeah, I got stuff. Is it the plan that Irene is setting all of this into motion on the reactor side, or am I bringing other people in? Like, what's that aspect of it?
You can probably do it by yourself. It's up to you. I mean, it's up to Irene if she wants to bring other people along for backup, or if she wants to. This is my thing. I'm gonna blow the damn thing up myself.
At least he does have points of mechanics now.
And Rizik in engineering.
And Hyphoest in tackle anything that tries to stop us?
I can do it.
That sounds like a fucking plan. Okay, so what Irene would like to do, and probably would have mentioned this ahead of time to Rizik, is get back, get to the ship, then get the explosives into the reactor, then back to the ship, and then bring over everybody one by one. The problem is that is recklessly straining on her psionic stamina.
Yep.
Does Razik have any of the psychic go juice?
Well, given that we would be planning this, assuming that you would ask Razik about it, I would assume that Jaken would allow me to have been spending the few days that you were sabotaging the ship, and then like a day or two after that to prep more of that serum.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so I don't remember what the psychic go juice does, other than it makes psychic go easier.
I assume New Guy wrote it down.
I don't remember the bonus
Son of a
of
bitch.
it. I know, but you had given it a bonus when used in conjunction with the Ceregal. I think, if I remember correctly, it was a one-time use of a +3 or something like that per dose. And you had given me a limited amount of those that I could use because that serum was kind of dangerous with people. However, in this specific case, since it's not being used in the conjunction of Ceregal, you might want to lower the bonus to something smaller.
Well, because then it was specifically a bonus towards warding off psychic fatigue, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. To use it longer,
Like it
because
didn't,
we're using it to research the hyperlanes.
right? Because it wasn't necessarily a bonus to the actual psychic skills. It was
Yes.
just okay. That's what I thought. So what kind of what I'm looking for then is the psionics version of a my brain is saying hypospray, but that's wrong. The stuff that we use to reduce wound penalties.
Analgesic spray.
Analgesic spray. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for like the psychic equivalent of that. Because every time Irene does this, she has to expend psionic effort, which means she can get psychic fatigue real quick.
I don't care if you give me like large malices, Jaken, but could I roll chemistry to try and concoct a serum similar to that? Since I already made one that wards off psionic fatigue, maybe I could make one that's similar to an analgesic spray for psionic fatigue, where like the more wounds you get, it still doesn't affect you as much.
Okay. Yeah, we can roll that. Given that you're trying to do it in a time crunch, I'm going to give you a -3.
Very well. So science +1, chemistry +2, that's 0. I'm assuming that the installations on the Involucre, because we wouldn't be doing that at the spaceport, we'd be doing that in the Involucre, would not give me any bonuses, so flat 0 then?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hero point that.
Okay. Making it an average?
Yes.
All right, with an average, you're able to concoct something that will help ward against psionic fatigue. It lasts an hour. However, it is incredibly taxing on a person's body. So at the end of that hour, they're going to gain a level of debilitation, which is like, I think like 2 wound boxes that stay checked until it's healed and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super thematically appropriate. Hell yeah, I like that.
Okay. So Vegas, who are you going to translocate with you first?
Okay. I think. I think Elise, because Elise can then keep an eye out on the surroundings a little more proficiently, like even psionically if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything goes down, because we don't have straight line of shot, so Hypost wouldn't be able to use the laser link, but Elise would be able to like shoot back psychically. Hey, shit's going down. Come and get me. We gotta abort.
Okay.
So Elise first, which let me double check over here.
I can't help talents, right? Even though I'm a psychic too.
I actually for translocation in this manner, I don't need to roll. It's just a matter of psionic fatigue. So expending Here's my question for you, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm listening.
In order to go distant, I have to expend psionic effort.
Mm-hmm.
In order to bring more people, I have to expend psionic effort. Is that kind of I expend psionic effort and I can add all my modifiers onto it?
No, you gotta expend it twice.
Okay. So that means 2.
Oh, yes, yeah, so this is gonna give you a +1 to your psionic resistance check. The medicine.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so for the first one, bloop, success. Second willpower roll, bloop, success. All right, so I can get Elise in, no problem.
Okay, cool.
And then my check to go back to the ship. Success, barely. Okay, and now Hypoist.
Okay.
That is 1 level of psionic fatigue. Okay, so now I'm at a 0. Success, so Hypoist is in. To get back, 2 levels of psionic fatigue.
This is starting to look pretty bad.
At a -1. Success.
Good.
Yeah, I will say, since you can take people, like, each of you can carry explosives on you, so he doesn't have to make a separate ship for the explosives.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is now Razik in, and I only have 2 levels of psionic fatigue.
Well, that's not too bad.
That went way better than I had anticipated. So, however, by the time it finishes, Irene is sweating profusely and kind of slouched.
Okay. That being said, you guys.
Did Irene reassemble the TID PP?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, did we?
Irene had told us to destroy it, so I
Yep.
don't know if she would ask.
I believe I hid a part of it inside of her Psyblade.
Yeah, and I've got all the other pieces in my room, and she hasn't gone in there, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Irene very expressly has not asked about the TID VP because she expected that you listened to her and destroyed it.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So, Irene, you take a moment to collect yourself. Everyone kind of gathers up the explosives, and Hypoist and Irene go watch the doors. Not Irene. Hypoist and Elise, sorry. And Razik, you're kind of checking Irene over. When Irene and Razik, you're close enough to this that you kind of hear this this electronic distorting sound, like a shimmering kind of. And Irene, you turn, and you see standing on a raised platform behind you are 4 Aeon troops, which is the why? The extraordinary activity operators. One of them, however, is not really an Aeon troop, because it is very obvious once he opens. Stop. Go to your room. Go to your room. It's very obvious that it is your biological son, Tenek.
God damn it.
And as he materializes, his helmet pops and slides up. That chrome, nondescript human face slides up to reveal his. And he says, 3 days ago, I had a vision of this starport being destroyed.
Bitch boy.
After the Kentabasts was destroyed, I deduced that this was your doing, Mother. He wouldn't call you Mother. He would call you Progenitor.
Like, congratulations, I guess. You're not a complete worthless piece of shit.
Surrender.
Like, no? What? I want to monologue at you right now, but you're not even worth the mental labor. So, do yourself a favor and take your fuck boys and fuck off.
He raises his hand and he clicks a device clasped in his palm, and immediately klaxons start sounding off. He's initiated some kind of port-wide alert, and then he throws the device away and says, "The progenitor is beyond saving." And his face mask comes down, and then through the distorted voice, which I don't have voice mod, I haven't bought it yet, but I really want to, he says, "Kill them all."
Hey, I'm assuming we're rolling initiatives.
Yep.
But that voice probably could have borrowed that dumb microphone our kid was using.
I somehow selected all the. Oh no, I didn't select all the tokens. I was lied to.
You were lied to.
Yeah, on my screen, all the tokens were highlighted, so I thought all the tokens were highlighted. Okay. 10 succeeds on an 11. Okay. Exacto. The Exacto is my joke name. They call themselves Aeon, but I like the Exacto.
They're Exacto knives.
They're Exacto.
You know, that's like one thing I don't own as a crafter, and I'm very disappointed in myself in it.
Whoa, what?
I know
Really?
how I don't know how I've gotten this far without having any Exacto knives, but I don't.
I have quite a few, but they're all broken.
Well, you guys are all in for it. 3 of them
Yeah.
beat all of you. Pennick going first.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then the Exactos.
See, where is he? Let me on the map.
He's bottom right.
Oh.
There's
yeah, I don't
3
have
of
that
them
much
bottom
of a-
right and 1 bottom left.
I don't have that much of a charge distance.
Yeah, no, Jaken was like, she's gonna charge, or Ipo's gonna charge, so I'm gonna put Ipo's as far away as
Like, I have
possible.
hero points, so I could be like, hey, I'm interrupting, but it's gonna be the whole move.
I mean, you could move for 2 and then a hero point charge.
Well, that would be 2 hero points.
Why?
Because he's going first. I was saying, like, I was going to interrupt him.
Oh, true, yeah.
Okay. Speaking of interrupting, Pennick is going to go first.
Yeah, it's super quick interrupting. Can we assume now that Elise has given Irene back her Psyblade?
I'm assuming you're all loaded for bear.
Okay.
I would have given it back.
Okay.
You know, with the TID PP inside of it, but you don't need to know that. In fact, I have another one. I technically have 3 on me. So if you wanted to.
Okay, I think Pennick is, he has his rifle in his hand, but he doesn't raise it. Instead, he lifts with his mind one of these yellow barrels, and then he looks at the barrel and then he looks over at Irene, and it kind of starts hurtling through the air. He's using missile to try to hit you. So let me get them stats real quick for missile.
This guy kind of has like a mommy complex, huh?
Did Irene come back with any hero points?
Yeah, you can have 1.
Okay. Because she left with 0.
Yeah. He's gonna expend Sonic Effort and then throw this at you because he's expending off a Sonic Effort to increase the damage by 4. So he has a Psychokinesis of 11 plus 1 step. See how that goes. He missed. Okay, he needs to make a Psychic Fatigue check. He got a 13. He needed a 12. He's good. Okay. That was 3 impulse action. He's going to slap on a dodge. Acto number 2 does not have psychic powers. So he's just going to... number 3 has a Gauss Rifle. Number 1 and 2 have Flechette Carbines. he's going to take a 2-step move. He's going to drop down and take cover behind his crate. And then he's going to shoot at both of you using auto fire. And then, so he's going to take -2 on Irene, -4 against the other guy. So that's going to be a -1.
One chicken, he's firing at me, and is that medium range?
No.
No, it's close range. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he has a -1 to hit Irene. 12. Hits on a 7. Why is this psychokinesis so shit? Probably should have not done that. You guys hit on 7. Okay. So that is a excellent. So Irene, you're going to take 9 physical damage.
That is 7 physical. That is a moderate wound right off the bat.
Yeah, and he's got a suppressed flechette weapon, so it's like just, you know, and then he's going to take a second shot with a -3 at Razik and miss. Okay, that's a +2 impulse for auto fire, so that was a 5 impulse action. Sector number 1 is going to go long. It's going to aim at High Post. And since he's got elevation, he can shoot over Irene without any difficulty. Actually, I'll give High Post 25% cover. So that brings his +3 to a +2. He's going to burst fire. 16 is just shy of stellar. So that is excellent. So that is 10 physical twice to High Post. That is a 4 impulse.
10 physical.
Yeah, and then he's going to do a 2-meter step to hug this wall. And then it's Irene's turn.
Sorry, measuring.
So these charges, everyone has them, right?
I think we all carried them in. I don't know if we continued to hold them on our bodies.
Okay. Well, if you are adjacent to this big fuck-off reactor, you can take a 5 impulse action to plant your explosive device.
Do we know where they need to be planted?
It's
Would we
not...
know? It's not that precise.
Well, actually, let's go ahead and figure that out, right? So, I'll give you 2 options. In order to get the desired effect, there are 4 specific places these charges need to be placed. In order to get the effect of blowing up the station, you can, as long as all 4 are planted, job done. So go ahead and take your turn, because I need to look up. That's not gonna. Is that gonna work? That's not working. Trying to get like some objective markers that don't look too awful. That's what I want right there. Okay. Show me. Okay, so the charges need to be placed. One here. One. Here. One here. And last one needs to go. Yeah, there. Okay. You ready for your take your turn?
Oh,
I'm ready
yeah,
to shut
100%.
up. Yep.
4 impulse action.
Okay.
I Translocate right there.
Okay.
I spend a hero point.
Okay.
I reach over. I touch Tennick. And I'm going to expend psionic effort twice. One to take him with me, and one to expand the range, and I'm going to teleport 1 kilometer up.
Okay, well, you'd have to touch him. So make a grapple check. I like where your head's at. If this succeeds, bye-bye Tennick.
Grapple is hand-to-hand?
Surprise, bitch.
Yeah, that'd be hand-to-hand. I believe it's... grappling is contested, right?
But I'm not trying to grapple him. I'm just trying to touch him.
Yeah, you're just trying to lay hands on him.
Actually, hold on.
You know what? Just make a hand-to-hand, and then if you hit, then you hit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're not trying to grapple. You're just trying to lay hands on him. Okay, so, first of all, surface to atmosphere distance.
You know what? Actually, no. I'm not gonna spend it just yet. I'm not gonna spend the hero point yet.
Oh no.
Okay, Earth, if you go 100 kilometers straight up, you'll be in space. Just...
But 1 kilometer.
Oh,
I'm
1
going
kilometer. I thought you said
1
100 kilometers. Okay.
No, I can only go up to 1 kilometer.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna spend the hero point yet.
Oh.
Because I'm gonna let him hit me. And use that.
Okay. I dig. Okay, so you just did the 4 impulse teleport.
4 impulse teleport.
Alright, Razik, you're up.
I was gonna heal Irene, but now Irene is gone.
But
Like, literally gone.
She cast self-yeet.
So, Razik is gonna take a 2-meter shift, which I realized that guy missed me. I should have done it when he missed me, but I cannot retcon that. 2-meter shift, oops, wrong tool. Like this, and I'm gonna shoot at this guy.
Okay. He has half cover, so -2.
I'm gonna tack on a dodge to it, so that's gonna be a 4 impulse. And yeah, so he's got a -2, which is in close range. He's not dodging, so that's a +2 for me for a total of 0. So I'm just gonna shoot. An 18 firearm, that's a stellar. So he's gonna take a solid flechette pistol, 10 physical damage twice.
10 physical twice. That's rude. Okay.
That's pretty harsh.
They have 3 armor, so that's but it doesn't matter. That's just... Oh, I need to I need to have that open. Which one was that? What number?
Number 2.
Alright, you did 2 light wounds to number 2.
Damn, he tough boy.
Yeah, these guys are big tough. You guys are level 10. You're fighting the big boys now.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was 4 impulse, because you aimed?
Because, no, I dodged.
Do you want to do dodge for 0, for only -1?
No, I want to do a full dodge until I get into behind this box for cover.
Okay. Lisa, you're up.
Okay.
Sorry,
Can I
this is a big
charge?
battle map, so I can have it way zoomed out.
Right. Can I charge to here to plant the charge?
Well, planting the charge is not an attack, it is an action. You can
But-
move and then use your
Alright,
action to plant
so I
the charge.
guess move and use my reaction to do it,
No, you can move your action, do a move action,
and then plant it next turn.
and then next turn you can plant it.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay. So 2 impulse?
Yep.
I post.
Okay.
I'm so
I'm gonna charge. I'm hella zoomed out, but I'm charging to right here, because...
It's fucked. I might have to reload the application.
Okay.
Um,
Should I...
oh. I can't deselect for some reason. That's okay. I'll just have to endure.
Okay.
I can only select via the combat tracker, so it's kind of a pain.
I have the assault rifle. So not the big one. not the slow one. Although that one's best for damage. Oh, there we go. I'm shooting this one. Is he dodging?
No, he's behind half cover.
Half cover, which is a
-2.
-2. Okay, so flat roll. 20. That's definitely better than average. That's a stellar. So this twice. Man, I really should have spent on bursting. But I get 12 twice.
12 twice.
Energy, yeah.
And that is exact. I can't mouse over him.
This one.
Is that number 1 or 2?
number two.
That's
Okay.
2.
The one that I shot.
All right, that is going to be 2 moderate wounds. He kind of just like shrugs it off.
I mean, it's my backup plan.
All right, so that was 4 impulse.
Yep.
All right, exacto 3. See, they have the shet weapons, and even if they didn't, they have mute. Shooting at Elise, terrible idea. So instead, he's going to do a move action. And Elise, it's your turn.
Well, I was gonna plant the charge, but if he's gonna kindly get into melee,
It's like a treat on a beautiful platter.
pretty much is, yes. He's not dodging or anything, so yep.
No.
That's an average.
Okay. Aw, darn. I was hoping you get at least an excellent so you can use your new talent.
I know. That's okay. I was dual wielding, so you know.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, so basically he takes this twice.
You cannot cheer in your own channel. Darn. I have a surprise motherfucker for several hundred bits.
Yeah, well.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh no, it does this twice. Sorry, I roll it separately. Damage separately.
If it was that twice, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
But it's not. Oh no, actually, which number is that? 3, right?
Yeah.
So 3 just took 19 damage, which is a serious wound, and then took 13 damage, which is a moderate wound.
I don't know why I'd go into melee with a fucking Starkeeper.
There we go. Nice. Thank you, Vegas.
I got you, boo.
Anyway, he kind of sneers as you slash into him. Alright, so that was 3 impulse.
Yes.
Alright, it's his turn. He's going to just try to box you out. That is an average.
Okay, I parry.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, I took that.
Okay.
Can use reaction to parry, make a melee check as an opposed check. That's all it does is it stops it, right?
Yeah, you negate his success.
Oh.
Your first use of parry.
No,
Okay, I should be proud I used it.
riposty.
She didn't take that talent.
Okay.
So take 2 physical.
Okay, so I don't take anything.
Yeah. I think in order to hurt you, what's your physical armor?
5.
Yeah, he has to get an excellent and roll max.
Like, that is his own dumb fault.
Well, the thing is, he's the one with the Gauss rifle, so he didn't want to shred up the reactor with his giant cannon. All right, that was a 3 impulse action. Tennick. Sweet innocent Tennick, who does not have player knowledge or ascendant knowledge. Anyway, he's really good at martial arts. He's really good at martial arts, so he's gonna do some martial arts.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's gonna make 2 strike attempts with a -1 step penalty, which means it's flat. That's a miss.
Okay.
And that's a miss. So when all you roll are 4 2s in a row, I think the roller is broken. Okay.
So, I have a quick question for you, Jaken, in this specific instance that might help Vegas here.
Uh-huh.
So, when you do an hand-to-hand attack against somebody, the reason why you can miss is because you assume that the person is blocking you or dodging you. If Irene's intent is to get hit. Could Irene intentionally fail? And
Like an,
get
like
him
an
hit?
anti-evade. Like, give him a bonus.
Like throw your face at his fist.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that technically it's a nightmare, because what do you do? Is it just an average? Is it an excellent, a stellar? Like, how would it work? I have no idea. I'm just asking you from a GM perspective if it's something you'd like to explore or not.
Sure, I'll give him a +2 step, but he has to get a 5 on a d6 in order to hit you. But he gets to roll it twice if you are doing that, Vegas.
Yeah, I'm actively trying to make contact. Like it's one of those.
Okay, well.
Okay. He just sucks.
No, Tenek is like, he's so confused by your actions, he's pulling his punches like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, exacto number 10. Gonna shoot at Hypilosto.
Yeah.
I was gonna do the old burst fire. Ooh, that is a stellar. So you're gonna take quantity of damage. You're gonna take 8 physical 3 times. Sorry, 8 physical 3 times.
Oh,
Oh, it's 3 times because it's a burst. That's right. So 3 physical.
So that's 3 grazes.
not
It's a
as
good
bad
thing
as
I
I-
have those. Okay, 3 grazes, whatever.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. All right,
Nice stellar, dude.
nerd. All right, Irene, you're up.
All right. So,
A
well,
jock like me.
apparently, he may not be a completely worthless piece of shit, but he's still a mostly worthless piece of shit because he
Fair,
can't even
yeah.
hit me when I'm trying to get him to hit me. So
He hits on a 7.
yeah.
He just rolled bad.
We're gonna go ahead and
You rolled like me on the Wednesday game.
we're gonna expend psionic effort.
Okay.
Again.
Again.
Let me. And then I'm currently at 2 psionic fatigue, so I'm at a -2 for any psionic stuff I do that requires a roll.
Yeah.
This one requires a roll because I'm gonna go ahead and just charge up the Fist of the North Star and kinetic discharge him right in the solar plexus. And then I think you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. So I'm at a -2. He's no longer dodging.
But he does have defensive skill, which gives you a -1.
Okay. Whoop-de-fuck. So -3.
See, you're gonna punch him into another dimension, so to speak.
So, one thing Irene did while she was gone, levels she was gaining, she was redirecting skill points.
Same.
So, Psychokinesis now succeeds on a 2, like her engineering does.
Rip.
So that's a stellar.
So that's a stellar.
And a kinetic discharge on stellar. Oh wait, I still have that macro here. Kinetic discharge is going to do 14 energy damage twice and a stun.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2 light wounds. I don't know why I'm bothering recording Tenek's wounds, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so you've now punched Tenek with an electrically charged fist, like lightning sparking off of it.
Okay,
like a
and
fucking
that's-
superhero.
And that's 3 impulses. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend the hero point to 1 impulse reaction now that I'm touching him. We're both teleporting 1 kilometer up. So that's 2 more psychic fatigue checks.
Okay.
So it's a total of 3 psychic fatigue checks to do this. Oh, everything went dark because I'm not there anymore.
Correct.
So the first one's at the -2.
Oh, now I can click stuff. Cool.
That's a success.
Okay.
Got me
Second.
nervous.
Second one, that's a fail.
Okay. I believe you should be starting to hurt yourself. I think you're supposed to hurt yourself on the second one. No, starting on the third one.
No, on the third one.
Okay. You're gonna take 1d6 psychic burn. Take a graze.
Okay. Okay, and then the last psychic fatigue check, now at a -3. It's a success.
That's good, because if you had failed that one, you'd be in trouble, because you'd be falling for a kilometer and unable to teleport.
Yep.
Yep. That was risky.
Yep. Yeah, no. I knew the risk and I knew the reward, and I took it anyway.
Okay, well, Tenek is gone. So that was 4 impulses.
Total of 4 impulses.
Razik. Oh, I'm just going to remove... Actually, I can just delete Tenek. He can't teleport. Alright, Razik, you're up.
What a scrub. Rizik's gonna take a 2-meter behind those box to use his cover, and he's gonna shoot at Exact Operator 2.
Okay.
So he's still not dodging, still behind -2 cover.
Yep.
Perfect. We established him at 0. I'm gonna aim now that I'm behind cover.
Okay.
That's the +1. 11. My sheet 11 is a excellent. So he's gonna take this once. 9 physical damage. And
9
since I
physical
aim... Sorry, go ahead.
This is the number 2, right?
Yes, number 9 physical damage.
Okay.
And I aim, that's 4 impulse.
Alright, he is out of lights and moderate, so that is a serious. He's going to sneer at you. Alright, so that's 4?
Yep.
I post, you're up.
Nice.
Doesn't Irene appear back on the map?
No. That would
No, she
require
hasn't
Irene
come
to
back
teleport
yet.
back.
Oh, where'd she go?
She's a kilometer above you.
Yeah,
Oh, she
current...
hasn't teleported back. Oh god.
2, 4, 6, 8, and then it's double movement to get up these, right?
Yeah.
So if I did 10, I'd be like on.
That would
these
be 8.
stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 8,
10,
and I wouldn't be
12.
able to.
Yeah.
10, 12, yeah. Okay. I'll just do.
Well, if you're trying to do a charge, you can take a 1 impulse 2-meter move and then next turn charge him. If you can afford 1 impulse.
I can't. There's another operator right after that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm just gonna charge up there and I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
I can just do that. Does this one have cover?
Not anymore.
Nice. Cool. That's 20,
Oh!
which is a stellar again. Ah, I should have burst. That's okay.
Well, you can't burst and charge.
Oh, that's right. That's 12 energy twice.
Yeah, that's number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
El numero, no. Okay, that is going to be a double light wound. He doesn't seem to respond, but you made
Yeah.
an action. Okay, so that was 4 impulse because you charged.
Yes.
Cool. Number 2 is going to shoot at Razik. Razik, you're in half cover. You fucking missed. He was going to burst fire that, so I'll add the extra impulse. And then it's Elise's turn.
Cool. Well, I mean, that's still an average.
Okay.
I finally took it, and it's like, nah.
Yeah, I made these tokens before I decided that their acronym was Aeon. Their exact operator. And I'm okay
Well,
with it.
11 and 19.
Alright, and this is number 3, right? Okay. 11, which is a light wound. And then 19 is his last serious wound. Okay.
Okay, he's still alive though, so I'm gonna dodge.
Okay. Man, you really need to use that talent, dang it.
It's not my fault. Dice didn't like me.
Okay, this guy is going to try to grapple you. He has a serious wound, which gives him a -3... No, -2 set penalty. Which is going to give him -1. He got a stellar.
That's technically an unarmed attack, right?
It is 100% an unarmed attack.
Yes, it's parrying.
going to parry the grapple. That makes sense.
It says an unarmed or melee attack. That is all. Oh, it's one short of a stellar.
Oh, then he still got an average.
Huh?
So that means he still got an average.
Excellent.
Yeah.
No, she got an excellent and he got a stellar, then it gets downgraded to an average.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so grapple.
I do have 9 physical strength on this thing.
What the hell? Did I just flip past it like a dummy? I did. Alright. It's an oppose, so make a hand-to-hand check for me. And to do this, he just dropped his Gauss rifle. He's just throwing himself. Because if you're grappled, you can't stab him with side blades. It's against the rules of warfare.
Yeah, like I can't pick him up with my mind
Yeah,
and
like,
stab him that way.
We're anarchists.
Hand to hand, because I have the armor, doesn't that change my...
Not as an attack, no.
Not as an attack? Okay, I wasn't sure. No.
Okay, you are grappled. Okay. That's a 3 impulse action. Operator number 1 is going to take a 2-meter step back while shooting Hypost. Hypost, since you're on the staircase, I'm going to give you half cover.
Okay.
And then he's going to burst fire at you. And he has wounds. It's number 1, light wound. Okay, no penalty. That is an excellent. So you take not a whole lot of damage. 6 physical twice.
It's not a whole lot of damage, but my graces are full, so... And that was twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Did you clear your light wounds because it had been several days?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone shouldn't have light wounds unless they got it this combat. Okay.
Well then... Yeah, I got the light wounds this combat.
Irene, your turn.
Alright. Irene wants to have a tiny bit of a moment with Tenek.
I mean, yeah. The air is very thin in Kilometer, but yeah.
Just a super brief moment. They're
Yeah,
falling, but they're in proximity.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of wants to reach out and just like caress the side of his helmet, like lovingly.
Mm-hmm.
And telepathically contact, because talking up here is kind of probably pointless. But whatever, the message needs to come across. I'm actually really sorry about this. But this is the reason why the Sphere Mandate has to fall. You trained for this. We are far too strict and far too regimented, and we are stagnant. And for that, you're going to die.
Okay. He telepathically sends back. You just kind of, like, the mask pops open, and since you guys are falling, it kind of almost catches, like almost like flies off the hinges, and he just looks at you, and then he telepathically just says, "I forgive you."
I forgive you too. Rest well, progeny. And I want to teleport back, or sorry, translocate back, right here.
Right where? Sorry, right there. Okay. You don't want it to be on the spot.
Oh, do I have to be on the spot? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, on the spot. I do have to, because it's still more than 20 meters away.
Yep.
I gotta expend that psionic effort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to roll, but I gotta expend it. That's a fail.
Okay. You're gonna take.
A lot more damage.
No, just grace.
Oh.
That being said, with Psionic Fatigue 4, you are. The plan is fucked. Yeah.
I'm tapped.
You're tapped. So, what that means is. You cannot expend Psionic effort until you reduce your Psionic Fatigue level.
Yep. So, I could still teleport 20 meters, but only myself 20 meters.
It's gonna be fun leaving the station.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're in the reactor core, so like.
Also set to blow in like 2 hours.
No, they're on a remote.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
you could set them to timer if you're afraid of someone disarming them. Yeah. But right now, they're all tied into one thing that Irene has. Okay, so Irene, that was 4 impulse action.
4 impulse, yep.
Razik.
Well, I want to take out this guy, so hold on before I do this. How far are we? No, I'm a dumbass! Jesus Christ, I'm not close enough. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it. Okay, so shoot him. He's at the -2 because he's in cover. I'm not gonna aim this time. That's gonna be just my regular 3 impulse, so flat 0. That is an excellent. Excellent is this. 13 once physical damage to number 2.
Number 2, that is his last serious wound. Sneers for the last time. So that was 4?
3. I only shot normally.
Okay, Hippost, you're up.
Okay. I can't make a 2-meter shift to get off of the stairs, right?
No, because unless you're going down, you can't go up it, because that's 4 meters to get all the way up.
Yeah, I'm trying to go up. So, I mean, I'll just charge for the up.
Okay.
I'm shooting him. Assault rifle, you know.
Yeah.
10, which is still good, but it's not great. 7 once.
Okay, that's a light wound, which he's out of, so that's a moderate. He shrugs it off. Alright, so you charge, so that's 4.
Mhm.
Zacto number 2. Going to shoot back at Razik. Zacto number 2 is serious wound, so it's a -2. Razik is in half cover, so it's a -1 step. That is an excellent.
1 in both, lucky miss.
Okay.
Move here.
5.03 of 8. Okay, so that was a 4 impulse because he was burst firing. Zacto 3 now has you grappled, Elise. He's just gonna, like, has you and just wants to, like, just start punching.
that's cute. Okay.
So he has a serious wound, so he has a -1. Actually, I think he gets a +1 while grappling you. Either way, a D. That's not going to change it because that's an average. Right? He can't hit. Like if he just gets an average, he can't hurt you. Right? He just bounces his knuckles off your armor. That is a 3 impulse action, and then it's your turn.
Cool. So the last person who did this is gonna have the exact same thing happen to him. I'm restraining him,
Okay.
and I'm using my premonition on it.
Oh, okay. Wow, you think if Elise had a premonition of an Aeon operative grappling her, that she would have been like, hold up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
thing.
let's not do this.
Yeah. Well, pretty sure that's a stellar. So I'm gonna check. Yes.
Oh.
So he's immobilized. Can't take any physical actions, and I can move him up to 10 meters.
Okay, do you want to move him up to 10 meters?
Sure.
Okay, where do you want to move him to?
I throw him into a wall,
Absolutely.
like straight back.
Okay.
And his
Two,
Gauss
four,
rifle's
six,
with me, so
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right into that pipe.
I don't think it hurts him. So.
Oh no, it totally hurts him. You slam it
Oh.
into a pipe.
Okay.
I just need to look up, props. That's what I want. Is there an improvised weapon damage chart?
There is somewhere.
Not enough games have that. Oh, there's a weapon emplacement.
Well, I mean, you could always use the psychokinesis one, which is.
Yes. How much does missile do? 1d6 plus.
Let me find it. 1d6 plus 4/8. Oh no, wait, that's if I expend psionic effort.
Yeah.
0/4.
Okay. Just do a 1d6 plus 0.
I'm just gonna roll my missile attack.
Right, that's what it is. Yeah.
3.
Okay. So he gets slammed into it, but his armor protects him from the blow.
I'm sure he's surprised as hell, though.
Well, he's not having a good day. Alright, Exacto 1 is going to take another 2-meter step back and shoot at Ipoist. Exacto 1, moderate wound now, so it's a -2. He's burst firing. Fucking hell. He rolled max. That is a stellar. That is going to be a significant amount of wounds coming your direction. That is 10 physical thrice.
Thrice.
Yes.
Ugh.
And then it's Irene's turn.
Irene's gonna spend 5 impulses planning the charge.
Okay. I post you up.
I'm taking wounds.
No?
Okay, all my serious wounds are full, but
Ooh, okay, that's a problem.
so are all of my moderate lights and graces. Look,
Yeah,
that's the way the
turns-
game is supposed to work.
Turns out automatic weapons, not great for your health.
How's he looking?
He has serious wounds, doesn't he? Which number is he? 1?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a moderate wound.
All right, I can burst fire on him. I'm
So I would
standing
say
still.
he's doing better than you.
Yeah. See, I have to double check something about burst. Roll up again. Delays action. Okay, cool. That's all that does. So I fire. Oh, but I have wind penalties. I should remember those.
They're kind of important.
Oh, baby. That's a 21.
Hot damn.
Stellar, so this 3 times. We can both play this game.
We both
That's
have
10
automatic weapons.
10 energy 3
Alright,
times.
that is moderate, serious. So he's sneering at you from the gunshots.
I wanna... Okay, actually... Okay, I think this... Well, Irene's not really back in my field of vision, and there's still another guy. I'm gonna spend a hero point to go again.
Okay, babe. Can you grab me some excitement? Got a little headache.
Second verse, 23, that's a stellar.
Oh, okay, he did.
Eight,
He
3
only
times.
has 2 wound vexes left, so
So,
he
yeah,
is deaded.
I was just making sure to do plenty of it. Cool, so that means I have...
So that was a burst fire followed by a hero point burst fire.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a total of 6 impulses.
Yes.
Okay. Razik.
2-meter shift, shoot at this guy.
Thank you
No,
for this.
actually, retcon. I'm gonna charge him with my mid. Believe I'm in range now. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm in range.
I prescribe slave!
Exactly.
Which quote is that? Is it quote 0? Yep.
So he's not dodging. So I believe I get medicine +1, and we said it was probably first aid or something like that. So +1, I have all of them, so I'm getting a +1 either way. And that's it. So
I
plus,
have all the...
I have every single possible bonus to medicine.
Yeah, Razik is like the Pokemon master of medicine. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
That's a stellar. So his 2 lowest wound box are filled. He's impaired, and he's probably sleepy.
Well, he had 2 wound boxes left, so he's unconscious. Actually. I'm just gonna put the sleep.
Took it in, he was like, what the? Oh, that's nice. And he falls asleep. Oh, that's nice.
All right.
And Ipoest has, I believe, serious wounds at this point, correct?
Yeah. I mean, the fight's
have
almost
to
over.
We're gonna have to fight our way out, so I would need to at least clear the serious wounds, I believe, for us to have a good chance. So I'm gonna spend a hero point,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go charge up these stairs. I believe I have the movement.
Yes, it's 8. Get up the stairs. Yeah. There you go.
And I'm gonna treat Ipoest. So medicine.
Razik runs up, syringes dude, runs over. Hold
Changes
still.
the syringe because it's really important to keep it clean.
I just left him in there. You're like the Flash right now.
The exact same drug.
Yeah, but a better dose. Where the fuck's medicine? Right here. Serious during combat is a 3 success, no bonuses or malices, so that would give me a +2 native. 7 would be, where's my medicine? It's right there. 1 success. 2. No, I forgot one step more for my medicine in combat. Damn it. 1d6 would be 1d8. Do you mind if I re-roll my 1d8? Because it could make a difference.
Sure.
Nope, it did not make a difference. Okay, so that was a 1 impulse action. I'm gonna spend another hero point to go again. This time I'm gonna roll it properly.
Every time this happens, I just want everyone to picture me in the rain at Helm's Deep, going, "So it begins."
IPOS 1 Sirius is clear.
Oh, nice.
And I want to
Really
get rid.
thought I would get to die in Irene's arms, but here we are.
Nope.
I just
And I only
died
have
in Irene's
one hero
arms
point left.
tonight.
I'm gonna gamble, but I'm gonna spend it.
He's
Ah,
doing it, boys!
damn it! I did not get the stellar I needed, but that's still 2 successes out of 3 for that last serious wound.
All right.
So that was 2 + 3, 5 impulse.
Didn't you charge?
Oh yes, so 6 impulse. No, actually, you don't need to put me at 6. I'm sorry because I got a talent that allows me to move 10 meters.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's for first responder. Doesn't apply on my charge. You are correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Fucking wrecked. I know the game system sometimes. Alright, so, restrain. As above, yeah, creature restrained, make attempt an athletics check as a 1 possession to struggle free. If it beats your level of success, the restraint ends. Well, given that this guy's got a serious wound, and he doesn't have any bonuses to athletics, he can still do it, actually, because he succeeds on a 17. So if he gets a 17 with a -2 step, he's out of there. He's not. Okay. He's here.
I'm alive.
Are you guys gonna farm him?
Yeah,
Kite him, we're healing.
Throw my side blade at him.
See, that's why I like that. You know, no metagaming, just yeet.
I'm just gonna eat it. I believe that's just an average.
I think you actually
Yep.
get bonuses because he's like restrained and shit. But
That could make a difference, so find out.
okay, what'd you do to him?
It was,
He's fully restrained, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Just died.
Leaving them on contact and telepathy.
Alright.
Immobilize. And can take no physical actions and can't move.
I'm gonna say you at least get a +1.
Okay. So it'd be a d6 instead. Oh damn, it's 1 short of a. Excellent.
Okay, so just average 1 blade, just blip. The blippy schlippy.
Wow.
Alright, well,
It's
that's
not real well.
That's his last light wound.
Uh-huh.
So you're like throwing side blade darts at him and you kind of missed. Just kind of grazed him.
Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, so that's 3 impulse. You have to do anything to sustain the restrain?
I am technically distracted, but it doesn't say I have to keep it. Like, I
So
could
you're just distracted while I have it up?
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't have to keep it up.
Okay, you are distracted while... Yeah, yeah. Cool. Cool.
Dickens over there were like rewriting his talents.
These aren't my talents. Just for
Oh.
There's actually one in the book.
Yeah, this is just basic effects of psychokinesis. Okay, so just a PSA for everybody looking to buy headphones. You notice how everybody's headphones, except for mine, the connecting points go outward? You want that, because if they don't, this thing just squishes into your skull hours in the day because you're a gamer, you're doing gaming, and by the end of the day, it's just a headache, an actual headache. All right, his turn.
Mine one day. Like, readjust them, borrow them for a day, see if you like them.
I know, but these headphones were $50, and so I kind of want to use them until they break. But I bought them because they're metal, so it's not like they're gonna break anytime soon.
These ones are metal too, but these ones did cost like $79 or something like that.
Yeah.
80.
So if you'd like to get me new headphones, don't forget to subscribe. All right. No, right. We're doing the -2. He's got to get a 17. He got a 1. He's gonna do this several times. Wait, didn't you wound him again? No, that was like. Ooh, we got close. Okay. What? Oh, the combat tracker straight broke.
I'm not sure. Sometimes it shows 0 when they're on like 8 slash.
It's supposed to do that.
Yeah, it also it looks like it moved Elise.
It did, yeah. At least he should be on 1, right?
Yeah, so she should be going before the Exacto right now. Yeah.
Alright, at least you're up.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep yeeting the sideblade at him.
I think the reason why it broke is because he got moved into 0, which caused it. I think if it had happened any other way, it would have been fine.
I still get the +1 because he's down, right?
Yeah.
Cool, that's his dollar.
Cool. I think he's gonna. He has exactly 2 wound boxes. Oh, actually, no, he has more than 2 wound boxes, and you rolled a 15. He's not dead yet. You're just torturing the man. That's a moderate wound and a critical wound.
I could technically throw my second one for a -1 step.
But you didn't. Alright, his turn. Now he's got a critical wound.
Get some athletic checks as a 1 impulse action to struggle free.
That's what he's been doing.
Okay, just don't
I
try to...
accidentally had you selected the whole time, so these are all Elise rolls. Irene, you're up.
Irene. 2.
Well, you only have 1.
4.
Everyone has their explosives, so that
Oh
was
no, I
placed.
know.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2 impulse move.
Yeah. I'm gonna change this to an armed indicator. Look at that. Now it's red. Okay. That was 2 impulse move. His turn. I post, you're up.
Yeah.
I see 9+ posts on the Discord. I assume that's what
Stop
you're laughing at.
Yes, it's good actually. It's not cursed shit like usual. There's no one to shoot really.
And if you move away from me, it's gonna be problematic for the healing.
I'm gonna reload my assault laser, I guess.
Can I get a free expulsive?
Sure. Just don't make it like a soliloquy.
Yeah, no. Hyperist, throw me your charges.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that seems totally safe. I'll do it. I'm gonna throw it.
They're not like, it's not like dynamite, so
Yeah, exactly.
it is actually safe to just
It'll be
yeet around
fine.
explosives.
I have an effective strength of 9.
No, okay, that's pretty
What-
neat.
Is that athletics?
I thought you meant it was dangerous because of the explosive, but with a strength of 9, I now see it's dangerous for Irene. That's gonna
Yeah.
receive a fucking meteor of a projectile.
So there are, I can't throw weapons, okay. So, you can throw grenade,
Yeah.
but this is heavier improvised, so it's 2 meters times your athletic skill modifier. So, let's quickly look at your athletic skill.
Well, it's at least 18 meters just because effective strength 9.
And that's what it is, because no points on athletics.
No modifiers. Yeah, I didn't.
So
I'm
that
not
is-
an athletic.
That is 18 meters. Okay. I'm just gonna say you just like baseball throw this fucking satchel charge over to Irene.
Hell yeah,
All right, so that's gonna be a
That's
3
me.
impulse action.
that works.
All right, Razik, you're up.
Well, that's what I wanted. Like, a turn ago, but your Sirius is gone, Hypewest.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice.
Okay,
This is serious.
we're back to the guy who doesn't want to die. That rhymed. And we're back to his murderer.
I mean, not my fault he can't get out of that.
It literally is.
That's an excellent.
That's an excellent.
Yeah.
Well, he's got one wound box left. Do you want to skip the fanfare? I guess not.
I want to see how badly I murder him. Okay.
Okay, you murder him badly. Is that what you want to... Are you amused?
Yes.
Are you not entertained? Okay. Let's, We're gonna keep the music going, actually, because you guys are planting scary charges. I'm gonna assume, you know, the charges get planted, right?
Yep.
Alright, you guys rush around and you plant all the charges. Now this place is ready to blow, but the warning klaxon is still sounding. This station, the base, is gonna be on high alert.
Pratik's gonna make the
need that.
quick suggestion that this guy is still technically wakeable, so I'm not sure if you could help us turn off the klaxon. Otherwise, we should skedaddle.
I don't
Well,
feel
if-
like he knows what's going on.
If you are intending to coerce them, Irene knows that the Aeon, they are trained to just be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to. Well, let me make that a 4, not a 3 for psionic fatigue. I would like to see about recovering a psionic fatigue.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, the
yeah,
scene
that might
ended.
be.
Okay, roll it.
I'm at a -3, and then also an additional -1 for wound penalties count for this, right?
Yep. And then a +1 because you're still under the effects of that drug.
Oh god, that's gonna suck when that wears off now. So.
Well, you
so
gain a
just
debility, not a psionic fatigue. Otherwise, your brain would fucking melt.
Right. Let me check. Willpower. I need an 8, and I'm at a -3.
Oh.
Of course, it's a 7.
That's rough.
Okay,
Reese,
that's
do you have
fine.
psionic fatigue?
What?
Do you have psionic fatigue?
Nope.
Okay. Man, my shit's all fucked up. Battery VTT is having a buggy night today.
Alright, well, I'm planting my charge.
Okay, yeah, the charges are all planted. Okay, given that the mood of the call has simmered, I'm gonna kill the cool music. We didn't keep that energy up because of mechanics. See, this is what I'm talking about. Crunch gets in the way of my fucking storyness. All right. You know, sometimes I look at our cameras and I feel like I should be closer to mine because everyone's head looks much bigger than mine.
I'm leaning close
Yeah,
to it. So
Look,
Yeah.
our head being bigger than yours is really quite a wonder.
And then the charges all detonate, and no one dies but Hypost. Oh, darn.
Oh, you finally did it!
We got there.
We've been trying for so long.
Seasons
got
upon
so far.
seasons.
I mean, Hyper West.
Next campaign,
specifically.
session 1, Caddy's character. Boom, dead.
Oh, like you did the new guy.
That was session 3 or 4.
And I just want to point out again, I know we've talked about it, but it was some of the most developed character I've ever done with Jaken. I've asked him for pages upon pages of lore, like, what happens if I see this sign? What happens if I see this sign? Can I interpret it this way? Session 3 is dead. What's the point? I just threw the whole book of notes I had.
Legitimately, the most lore knowledged character ever to be produced by a player for my entire 19 runs as a DM. He like took extensive notes, asked me so many questions. It was like hours of conversation. Dead session 3. Just boom, dead. No, do not pass go. Do not collect $300. $200.
That's why you make characters like mine, who aren't supposed to live to season 3. We did it.
We did it.
bring back Daniel Jackson.
Clear all grazes.
Yep.
That'll
Yep.
be helpful.
Irene is actively like
Bleeding.
crying and bleeding from the nose and ears.
I think it would be more dramatic if Irene just fucking vomited blood for a second.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Or just vomit.
Yeah.
Probably not, because like sonic fatigue isn't like
It doesn't hit your stomach.
Yeah, so you
Like the nose and the ears bleeding, that kind of makes sense.
yeah, so you
Yeah.
just vomit from the strain. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Irene just
You have a headache so
vomit.
bad you vomited. Yeah.
I feel
Been
that.
there.
And she's crying, but it's not just from the psionic fatigue.
No.
Use my daughter's face.
She's just also so happy.
So Razik seeing this immediately
Someone told
states,
Irene she couldn't have an orange.
Razik upon seeing this immediately says, "So I suppose we'll not be teleporting out of here."
That's
Biggest
sensitive.
And he's gonna turn and say, "I quest over here," and I'm
Yeah.
assuming quest would come, and I'll just spray,
Picks Irene up.
and then I'll just spray.
We gotta go.
So
I was gonna
now
be like, you're not strong
like,
enough for that,
Thank
but
you.
then I remembered
Let's-
you're in power armor, so just like a dog.
Just like, let's go.
Okay, what is your game plan for getting out of here?
Elise,
Open the
how
door,
are
question mark profit.
Okay.
Alicia, how are you looking psionically?
Oh, I'm perfect. I have
Okay.
no wounds. Nothing's wrong with me.
I need you to get a look-see around to find out if you can either find us a way out or just see where people are. If that makes any sense. I don't know how much that like alarm bell actually alerted them to where we were or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna sneak out in the halls and try and find something. My sneak's not great, but hey.
Just like if you're trying to view the other side of a wall or a door, like can't you
Oh,
do that?
It's hard, but I can technically do it. Technically, I'm supposed to only look in places I've seen before. Let me find it.
I just feel like I remember it saying or like a place that you can guess would be there.
Yeah, like if I can guess it's a room or a hallway.
Like if you could just check the doors we're looking at.
Sorry,
Before we
I
go
haven't been paying
through them.
attention. My super is challenging my status as a gamer. I have to
I
defend
can do
myself.
like a bridge of a ship because I know it has a bridge, but I can't view whatever's on the other side of this hatch because I don't know what might be in that compartment.
Okay. That's fair. Then
With what information Irene was able to gather about the installation just from her time around, and considering we talked about it, would the basic schematics be something she could have uploaded into her virtual tablet?
Definitely.
Okay. Irene,
Okay.
without saying anything, we'll just kind of tippity tap 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 and pull up the map on that and just hold it up for Hypos to look
Tip
at.
tap, pull up the map.
okay, cool. I wanna be running, but I want Razik at my rear and Elise lead the way. I'll provide instructions on like where to turn and where to go. Okay, cool. That's the plan.
Okay, what is your plan for avoiding all the guards in this well-defended installation? Because I don't
know
want to
yet.
put down another combat.
I would say.
Oh, everybody get a hero point.
Perfect. I would say the moment we're out of range of this initial explosion, we just fucking blow it up. That should tell them to fuck off from this station.
That's true. You guys were able to put the charges where you want, right?
Yeah.
Which
yeah,
would
yeah.
initiate the. Okay. So using the map, you guys navigate the halls, slipping past some guards, and once you're clear enough distance, Irene hits the detonator. The entire spaceport violently rocks, and all the lights go, and emergency power comes on, and then starts to like flicker in and out. And in a few minutes, this ear-piercing klaxon starts sounding, and the robotic, feminized voice says, "All hands evacuate. All hands evacuate. Reactor detonation imminent. All hands evacuate."
Nice. It's a real Fifth Element moment.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I don't own it.
What?
Yeah. I've seen it like 3 times, so it's not like I
Okay,
haven't
okay.
seen it. I just haven't seen it
Yeah.
recently.
I was about to be like,
I think the last time I saw it was college, which for me was a while ago.
I've never seen it, so there you go.
And honestly, rather than Fifth Element, my brain went to Spaceballs. Have a nice day.
Thank you. I've seen that movie like 18
That
times.
movie's.
Okay.
I saw that movie a few weeks ago. It was on YouTube, and I was like, all right.
Anyway,
Well, we own that movie. Okay, so
We
you
get
guys proceed to your ship for evacuation. At one point, however, you're stopped by a pair of Exolvi soldiers, not nearly as strapped as the Aeons, but they stop you because there are 4 armed individuals, and they're like, "Whoa, who the hell are you guys?"
Irene. Oh, she's not up to it. That's fine.
I could.
We're evacuating. We were on a tour to see the military facility. This Exolvi was attacked by some crazy people. I'm still injured, but we were able to get out because some super cool dude in like almost like a reflective kind of visor thing. I'm not super familiar with the like this thing is gonna blow up. Could we like talk about this later? Because we were just, it was a cool tour. I got to see, and I'm
Alright.
gonna like start.
Yeah, so
looking.
like
Yeah.
he like pulls out his pistol and levels it at you and goes, "You don't look like tourists, and you're carrying weapons."
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I guess we
suggest
can
him.
punch him, but okay.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah. You can. These aren't the terrorists you're looking for.
Yeah. Let me see. Find my numbers on that. That's an average. Oh, an excellent. Sorry.
Okay, and an excellent means.
Can cause a target to perform a long task it might ordinarily take, or a simple task it might not normally take, and like wave a suspicious individual through a checkpoint.
Okay.
It's exactly that. In this
We
case,
are
I'm sure,
tourists.
I'm sure there's a lot of chaos going on. So I'm like, they need help over there, or something like that. You know.
Okay. He's like, quick, they need us over there, and he starts running off, and the other guy's like, looks at his friend running off, looks back at you guys, looks down at your guns, looks back at his friend, and just follows him.
That tracks.
Finally, some
Yeah,
smart
he's a
people
grunt.
at the station.
Yeah. You know, he's not gonna 1v3
He
world's
wasn't.
renowned terrorists.
He wasn't bred to make decisions.
It's true.
Anyway, he sure wouldn't loaf around because you said bread.
Unfortunately, when you all escape, you didn't realize it, but you left Ryuzik behind. Okay,
Oh,
you guys get
no.
back to the Involuker.
And we fly away, and everything's okay after that, and nothing bad ever happens. And
Okay,
we get
yeah,
to keep our friends.
You spool it up, and as you guys are, Hines, oblivious to everyone's mental well-being, physical well-being, just goes, "So, did it go well?"
You look out the window in about couple minutes, you'll know.
It's
Okay.
like a fireworks show.
I mean, it's gonna take like another hour for the thing to go.
Rizik
Yeah, we're
is
gonna
not
be
good.
flying before that.
Yeah.
All right. Because this is a TV show, right? Then
Mhm.
you guys take off, and then as you're like breaking atmosphere, the base just goes, kind of like everything kind of crumples inward, and then boom. And even though you're like putting, you know, you can start seeing the curvature of the planet at this point. You just see this orange flash.
Yeah, makes sense.
Amazing circle of the detonation, like the impact.
Yeah.
The shockwave. That's
That's
the
it,
word I
yeah.
was looking for.
Yeah. You know, one of my first, or actually it might have been my first Serenity campaign. They put a crater on one of the moons, and the captain of the ship was just like named it after himself. He's like, "That's my crater." And so anytime someone mentioned it, he'd correct them and refer to it by his name's crater, and they'd be like, "Huh?" He's like, "Oh, no, nothing. Don't worry about it."
Guess we know what we're calling this new crater.
Yeah, we were trying to get rid of a mob boss, and our suggestion was pack a box full of as many explosive charges as possible, and then when he walked in to get it, detonate it.
Yeah, and it was like a train cart filled with future C4. So yeah, just fucking just left a crater. Anyway, that's a tangent. All right, okay, kind of bring it down. Let's bring that goofiness down. Talking mostly to myself, right? Bringing it down. All right. You're putting the planet behind you. You're activating the stealth system so that you guys can try to slip past the sphere mandate blockade undetected. Or if you get detected, you have enough time to get the fuck out of Dodge, right? Leaving sphere mandate's face is much safer than entering sphere mandate's face at this point. And yeah, so mission complete. You blew up the station. You foiled the prototype test. The neutron cannon development has been set back for an indeterminate amount of time, but a significant amount of time. Maybe indefinitely. Probably not. It's hard to, uncork that genie. Or cork that genie, I should say. Yeah, so you guys are flying away. The crew has been reunited, and it feels so good.
And it feels so
I said we're bringing it down. We're bringing it down. So Irene, you're formally back, and you're like,
Well, I mean, it's psionic fatigue. It's not like
yeah, it's like the headache I'm brewing right now, but worse.
yeah. So grouchily, she will stumble into mess and open up the cupboard and reach up behind some glasses.
Razik's like, no.
Well, Razik was gonna suggest something to Irene, and like Razik was just waiting for Irene to be done with that, and then Razik's just not gonna suggest it because it had medicine in it, and you can't mix medicine with alcohol. So at that point, it's just like gonna wait a little. But what Razik will offer Irene a little bit is he now has an IV bag that he preps for people who have psionic fatigue, and since Irene has been the one that has mostly been using it, it's Irene's brew. Like on the IV bag, it's Irene's brew.
Irene's crater, Irene's brew. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, she's not gonna argue with it. She'll let herself get stuck with it and go take a really long nap. And then when she wakes up from the nap, go around and yell at everyone for not taking care of the ship the way it should have been taken care of. And I can't believe you let fuel efficiency drop 13%. I was only gone for like 5 months.
The oil change
I
light has
imagine
been
Elise
on
goes,
the
"Hey,
entire time.
Hey, Irene, look what I have!" And she just hands her the Tesla cannon.
Oh, what is this? just like down on the kitchen table, like wrenches and shit coming out of her pockets, and she's just taking it apart.
Yeah, for the stats of the Tesla cannon, you're gonna want the Protostar equipment guide.
Yeah, I've got it. I just haven't put it into game yet.
Do a bit of checking.
Thank you.
Although it is a heavy weapon, so I don't actually know how well I'll tell you what. After this session, if you want to rearrange some skill points, you can.
I mean, heavy weapon.
Presuming Irene won't modify it to be not a heavy weapon.
Well, heavy weapon is either strength or int based, so even without skill points.
Yeah, it still hits on a 12. That's like a trained level 1 character.
Yeah, so I mean, she tries to get things back to normal, but like if anyone's paying attention, like after like the yelling and the snarling and the stomping around, she's just like when she thinks no one's looking, she's just smiling like a madman.
As long as she doesn't go in my room.
To be fair, there's a key piece inside of Irene's own side blade, so she wouldn't be able to reassemble it anyways.
Yeah, I'm not worried
telling
about
her
her
it was there.
reassembling it. I'm worried about her being mad at me for not listening. Yeah.
Does anyone want to do something in particular with Irene before I...
No, at least he put points in mechanics, so at least he's actually gonna help and try and learn.
So we
don't have any
teaching moment
scenes.
montage.
I don't have any scenes planned with Irene, no.
Okay.
Razik would probably catch Irene, like, Irene's probably in one of the compartments for the engine or whatever, like, some of her hiding spots that often she used to get away. But this time is probably just checking up on, fuel intake and whatnot. And Razik will just, like, kind of be walking by, like, one way with a cup of something, and then, like, walking by again with a snack. But you can tell, like, he's just finding an excuse, and, like, every time he finds an excuse, there's, like, and then he walks away, like, he wants to say something, and then, like, like the finishing moment of that scene is just Razik, like, kind of building up the courage, just like kind of leaning back into view and be like, Irene, despite our differences, I actually missed you. I'm glad you're back.
Actually.
Let's not make it a thing, Doctor. Like, now get out of here before I do something stupid that we'll both regret. Like hugging you. Ugh. Go away.
And Razik will nod and walk away.
Anything specific, Elise?
At least he's just gonna be as helpful as possible. Like, do everything in her power to make sure Irene's happy.
So I'm assuming that means every now and then Elise comes running out of whatever compartment they were in and a wrench is flying by her head.
Yes. But she's happy to do it. You tell she's extremely happy to be helpful and helping around.
And then, I mean, she's also probably like getting used to, what's his fuck?
Heinz?
Heinz. And throwing wrenches at him constantly. And
Well,
if he ever
the fleas are highly agile, so he probably catches it in air.
yeah, and
Every single time he goes, "You drop this."
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Irene invented sport.
Flisk dodgeball lasts days.
Yeah, no, and she's doing her best to actually kind of avoid Hypoist for the most part, because that's a conversation that she don't want to have.
Okay, are you gonna avoid him for 2 days?
I will say he's actively avoiding her too.
Okay,
Yeah, so easily avoided for 2 days.
It is very much like. Also, he doesn't want her to know about the pieces. So yeah.
At least he's gonna share Oldek Orr's book with the weapon designs.
Oh fuck! That'll Irene will play with that for a few hours too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, 2 days seems to go by, I would say, pretty quick.
Yeah, it's almost like Irene never left. But for some reason, every time Hypoist puts Irene's name on the chore wheel, it mysteriously falls off, which is weird. But when you have, I succeed on a 2 for psychokinesis. Can anyone really? Anyway, you guys are in the Bansalu system, which is knee deep in the. I gotta remember my tri-state actual names. There's the oligarchy. There's the Regency. This is the Crest League. So this is in the Crest League.
Uh-oh.
You guys are stopped at a small fuel depot before you make the jump to Haku, which is Haku is like kind of a war zone, but currently and has been sustained under the control of the Sphere Mandate. So it's less. There hasn't been constant battles in Haku in the last few weeks. Ever since they took control, they put 3 control carriers in Haku, so it would take a dedicated strike fleet for the Salvadoran Empire to even
Take it back.
even contest it. Yeah. So right now they're focusing their efforts in the Wild Cluster, which you guys have been fucking up. So like the Salvadoran Emperor is losing, by the way. That's what all the news is saying. The Salvadoran Empire is losing, which is exactly what y'all were trying to do, working. So yeah, you guys are fueling up. You guys go into the market to get supplies, and Elise, you keep seeing this human every time you turn around. And every time he makes eye contact with you, he averts his gaze in a very suspicious manner.
I'm to psychically probe this guy.
Oh my god. You can't just do that without asking permission.
Yeah, well, I can.
Watch me.
Get +1 for that.
Yeah. You're probing, right?
Oh, I was trying to make that public, but for some reason didn't work. I sent a whisper to Jaken, but I'm asking if I can find an LG6 spray.
Yeah. You can restock.
Okay.
Average.
Okay. You find
yeah,
his
can we heal?
mind quite open to your touch. Your mind touch. Let's just assume anything that can be healed in 2 days has been healed. So light wounds obviously are gone. Moderate wounds are gone. If you don't have any serious wounds, we'll get to them later. But I just want to move the scene
Okay,
along.
cool. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so you can read surface thoughts with an average. And he is talking as though he were talking to you on a conscious thought level. Like he knew you were going to scan his brain. And as you are scanning his brain, he locks eyes with you. And these are the thoughts he says in his mind. He says, I am Nulser Becken, Denarch of the Latent Rangers, and I have sought out you, the last of the Starkeepers, so that you can fulfill your role before it is too late. And in the middle of this crowded market, he drops to one knee and bows.
Okay, well, I want to get his attention, like get his eye contact again.
No, that's the end of the session.
Oh,
Awkward.
So the last shot is kind of a dolling out of like Alicia on the right side of the frame, and this guy kneeling towards her on the left side of the frame, and people just going about their business. And yeah, that's the end of the session.
And some nerds in the movie theater screaming, "She's not the last. She's got a brother."
am I really Princess Leia? Is that what's happening here?
Okay.
Jaken's like, all right, fine.
I didn't ask, so I hate putting you guys on the spot like this, but you know it's all good, right? Any shoutouts?
No.
None.
Cool.
I haven't updated my store in a while.
No worries. Okay, so guys, that's gonna be the session. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next week. No.
Why?
Vegas?
No. Yeah. I won't be back next week.
Vegas can't make it.
Okay. So we will probably be back next week, but we will not be playing on the 30th. Right?
Right. Weekend after next.
Okay.
So that sounds like the next.
So we'll try to play on the 23rd. I'll see if we can get a sub. I'm hoping to get PR back. So shoot him a PM, guys. No, I'm just kidding. And then we'll skip the 30th, and hopefully we'll be back on the 6th of June. Yeah. So, yeah, assume we have a stream next week, but the 30th we will not have a stream. And then back on course on the 6th. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone had a good time. I know we did. It's great to have Irene back, even though we're immediately shuffling Irene out if we do stream next week, which is kind of funny. But hey, them's the breaks. All right. So yeah, stay tuned. thanks for joining us. You guys are a great audience, and we will see you probably next week. Probably.